Sorry, I just tickled myself. I'm like, oh, Mr. Wave. You literally legs, arms, and a head. What the fuck? Oh my god! Firing blanks.
Mine. I spoke that.
Please, you can, and boom. Oh. I pressed a random button and it was the button for this thing I'm already on. We offered Side-Eye Guy's asshole up to the incubus/succubus. Nothing happened to his bumhole.
It's a noxious odour and it smells pretty rotten, and I've got a strong suspicion it's coming from your bottom.
I get brown and pink mixed up. Fuck off. No. Marilyn Monday. I saw that video. Happy birthday, Mr. Beardo. And chat of sorting laundry, so much laundry. Christmas Day. We're ending in 10 minutes. Turkey battle cry. Beardo looks like a white camp Mr. T. A pitbull. CRL, if you clip that, I
Oh, Beardo!
Fuck
Hello,
you.
chat. I was about to write in the chat, buongiorno.
Scared the shit out of me shouting that loud. Look at this shit. They're in line with my nipples. They're lower than my nipple. Where's my nipples gone? Gun is firing peanuts. Peanuts.
Fire him with your penis, Beardo!
The Side-Eye Guy. He's that posh. He's like James Bond, but with a sock. I've been stunned. I got him through the stunt. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I know, I'm on the wrong channel. That's because I missed Sunday's live. Because of some weird chicken. Good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody doing? Right, let's put music on this one. Giuseppe, Chris Yule, Catherine Lawrence, Kaz, John Tennant, Margaret Kieran, Giuseppe Stromboli, Wayne's World, Far From Perfect, okay. Tom Gibson, Craig Adams, Wayne's World of Rock Music, Megan Behind Blue Eyes, Laura Wilson, Katie W, Cass McSass, Pink Sphinx, Nomadic Geographic, Dion's Paranormal Pursuits, Deborah Walker, Cat Commander, Christy Davila, Chain Matt, G'day. John Boy Patton, hello. Better late than never. Yeah, I mean, I'm only nearly 24 hours late. But yeah. Is it Resident Evil Day? It's not, is it? Game's not out yet, is it? Is it? No worries, Judith. Lurk away, lurk away. Like and hello. Hey, basically, I'm going to do the Sunday live now, but obviously it'll be quieter because it's in the day, but here's what it is. We'll probably do longer than 2 hours. We'll see. We'll see how the conversation goes if it starts to die off. Punk Koala, good to meet you on Saturday. I hope you didn't eat from the same chicken shop that we did. KDW, thank you for the 24 months and the congratulations on 65k. Thank you very, very much. Kristen, how you doing? Paul Backskin. Paul Backskin, hello. How you doing? Jovi Gal, hello. I don't think there's any mods in, to be fair. Early for them, and most of them got jobs or kids. Richard Larson, hello, hello. Yeah, it was what a weekend. And then Friday, yeah, Friday I'm back out travelling past where I've just come home from. Oh. Victoria Steele, good afternoon to you. Yeah, Friday I'm going past Derby. Way past Derby. Like an hour and a quarter past Derby. To go to Priest Cottage in Leeds. V6. Your name was different before. Hello. Mrs. Bob the Beard, thank you for the congrats on the 65k and the 28 months. 27th of February. Have you got Margaret Kieran? Thank you for the €5. Appreciate it. Grim Soul Taker, how you doing? Amy and Ozzy, love the t-shirt. This was given to me in Derby Jail. How cool is that? Me and Mrs. Geek both had bags full of stuff from there. Obviously from the people that came to the meet and greet. So kind of people. Blown away, to be fair. Excuse me. I got a new Funko Pop to go in my horror Funko collection that's up there. Leeds. MOT. MOT? What's that? Are you on about football or some shit? Hauntorium? Yeah, I did say that right. How are you doing? Hope your tummy is okay. I mean, Lee from Three Spires messaged me last night. He was like, this is what happens when you drink 10 pints after not drinking for 2 months. And I was like, no, I had 8 pints, thank you. It was only 8. How many miles did I cover? I think it's about 600 and something in total. Lower end of 600. It wasn't so much the distance. I mean, my sleep has been off. Mrs. Geek had come off a night shift. So the drive, Mrs. Geek was trying to stay awake even though she'd worked the night before. Maybe it was the night before that. Either way, she was tired. Got there plenty early enough, but then had to wait for the hotel to book into the hotel. We booked into the hotel, and then it was like, right, let's go and find some food, forgetting that it was match day. Obviously, it was Wales and England. So we eventually found a Wetherspoons, not knowing Derby at all. We found this Wetherspoons. We had food in there. I don't think that's what made us ill, because we all had different meals in there. Got over to Derby Jail 2 hours before the event started. We were just sort of chatting, and me and Richard were, contemplating next moves and things like that. Everyone came in. We had a fantastic night. There was lots of talking and lots of interactions. Really cool. And then on the way home, we were all like starving again. So we stopped in this little kebab takeaway place, and we all had fried chicken and chips. None of us have eaten shit food for 2 months. I was the first one ill about 3 o'clock in the morning. Then Mrs. Geek were about 5. And then obviously we went to check on the elderly. And they were like, yeah, we've been up all night. Fast acting. It was Super Bowl football in the States. Quiltress, I will not be discussing what happened to my national team on the weekend. There's a reason I stopped watching rugby a couple of years ago. V, I don't know if it was the chicken itself or the grease that it was cooked in, because we weren't ill enough to, if your chicken ain't properly cooked, you're proper ill. And the only way I can describe it is the 4 of us were all bumsick. Sorry. Trapdoor was a classic. It absolutely was. I'm sure I just saw Fiona then. Fiona, I'm sure I just saw your name scroll up. If I did, hello. Fiona came. Punk Koala came. So I'm going to do all the gifts. Sorry you had some dodgy chick. I did see Fiona. What time do you call this? Sarah. Fantastic. The lovely Sarah Fantastic. I was almost late for my own 2 o'clock start after being a day late, because I was watching what you put out over the weekend late at night. I was watching it in the living room, and basically you're saying, the community, is it perfect? No. And then I looked at my phone and was like, shit, I've got a minute to get the thumbnail, and well, not so much the thumbnail, it was the same ones. I had a minute to get live in. Sarah from Fantastic made me late for my own stream. We'll go with that. Did you have the Grim Whirlies? It was more liquid. Horror, how are you doing, Carla? Hope you're well. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. What time is it in the States right now? Early for you guys, right? Hey, Phantom of Florida, how you doing? Cool background. Appreciate it. I mean, it's normally a bit better lit than this, but I had to pack some of my lights up to take the derby and then didn't use anything. For rugby league over rugby union, I've just given up, to be fair. Beardo just blamed me for being late. I did. Sarah, in fact, for making me late, and for the last stream of yours that I was in for a good while, and I demanded to get planked twice and you didn't do it. You're banned. Sitting there with your cool animations and your soothing voice that reminds me of like a kind teacher from school, telling us all to be nice to each other and then making me late for work. How dare you, Sarah from Fantastic Publishing? How dare you? Rude. I also watched last night. What did I watch last night? 'Cause I fell asleep on the sofa for a bit because I was tired because I had about 2 hours sleep and drove home really tired. So everyone was trying to keep me awake in the car. And I had the worst road rage I've had in years. Not at anyone else, at myself, because I went around the same roundabout 3 times because I couldn't get off Birmingham. If you've done those roundabouts in Birmingham, you'll understand it. And I've never struggled with it until yesterday being tired. I do indeed plan on coming over to the States to do a ghost hunt. I plan on doing quite a few. Could live out early in 20 because it's dialysis day. Hey, Megan. Pass our love on to your father. So, yeah, I got to make the same journey, but an hour and a quarter on top of it on Friday to go and do the investigation at the Priest Cottage. I'm meeting Wayne Dawson there. I'm meeting Bristol Paranormal Hunters there and P&C Paranormal there, so that'll be cool. Obviously, I've met Bristol Paranormal Hunters a couple of times. I've never met Paul and Claire, so I'm looking forward to that. And I've never met Wayne Dawson. I'm sure it'll be an experience, won't it, Wayne? Leave Crystal at home. Matt Stringer. Who's Matt Stringer? May Stringer. You've lost me there a bit. Ow. My cup keeps everything too hot. Birmingham is a nightmare. I normally navigate those roundabouts quite easily. But after only 3 hours sleep. Broken sleep. I just couldn't get my head around this roundabout. And Mrs. Geek was like, oh, that lane. And I'm looking at this mirror, looking at my mirror, and there's a van just keeping me in the lane that I don't want to be in. So I was making the same mistake for the 3rd time, and I lost my shit with myself. Oh, the May Stringer house, most haunted in Florida, they say. All right. I know you heard of that. Thank you, Miss Bubble Wrap. Alexis, how you doing? Yeah, so I got to put some faces to some names from the community on Saturday as well, which is always nice. Saw some familiar faces. Rosie, that's been in the community for ages, she came to the Manchester meet and greet. She came to Derby, brought her husband this time, who's a very tall, very nice gentleman. It was really, really good. And I was a bit like, I don't know, because we hadn't planned anything. I didn't know what to talk about. And Richard was like, well, I can do the talking of Derby Jail. And I was like, I'll talk about my experiences at Derby Jail. And then, you know, even though I think I debunked a fair bit of my experience there, I can talk about how I'm still welcome back. And obviously there was discussions between me and Richard on where we go next, because we've got a plan. But the audience then gave us ideas for the plan going forward, which is fantastic. Lots of people want to see us do it again. But we'll structure it a bit better, because what we discovered is Richard can't shut the fuck up. And I'm too polite to people I respect, because I just stood back and every now and again interjected when I realised I was technically working. But no, it was brilliant. Really, really good. Hey, Claire from PNC, how you doing? Juanita, hello. So yeah, it was such a cool experience. And then something really weird happened. Obviously, Richard, being the owner of Derby Jail and being an author and having DVDs and stuff, was like, I've got this behind the bar, that behind the bar. I think he may have sold it after a few wines. He did have a couple of wines, didn't he? Somebody called him out for it. How many wines have you had, Richard? Oh, 2. Yeah, people were buying Richard's books, because obviously for me, Richard was the star of it. It's Richard's building. Richard's, more famous because of Most Haunted and things like that. And people were buying his books, and he sold a lot. There were a lot of books got sold. And then people were like, can you sign my book? I was like, I didn't write it. They're like, yeah, no, but it's Beardo and Richard meet and greet, so we'll have you sign it. So I was like, all right. And then I was like, I very rarely sign things because, you know, I'm just a YouTuber. And then I realised I didn't know how to actually sign something as Beardo. I was like, I've done it on like the spoons and shit, but that was a year or so ago. And I can't remember how I did the signature for Beardo. I think it was different for every book. So what I started doing was making every signature personal. I'd scribble Beardo with a big O through it. And then I was writing messages like, you're banned, or something like that. And one of them, it was like, this ain't even my book, you're banned. Just to try and make up. I felt so fucking awkward. My mother and father-in-law were pissed off their skulls. And they're like, I can't just leave. Tons of people want their photos. And that meant my dad came back from a golf open in Scotland, couldn't get off this one roundabout, and he snapped. Yeah, I lost my shit. My wife just sort of went, alright, do it yourself. My mother-in-law didn't say a word. And then when I finally got off the roundabout on the 4th trip around, my father-in-law went, fuck that up, didn't you? Ah, dear. Talking to Spunk the way home said, should a funny feeling being in the jail. There's a few people that went wandering at certain intervals, and they said there was a weird feeling in there. Now, I'm waiting for... I can't remember the lovely lady's name that was filming for Richard. I'm waiting to see if what I saw is in there. Richard's that way, and I'm looking to the right talking to people, and there's a window above them. There's candles, and the candle sort of light fit in. And that window, 3 times I saw something pass it, and I know that that garden in or the back, it's inaccessible. It's full of stocks and things. So I don't know what that was. I just didn't say anything because everybody had their back to it, looking at me and Richard. And if I'd gone, oh, what was that over there? Everyone would have been like, yeah, you're taking a piss now. I want to see if it's on any... It's not on my cameras, unfortunately. And I think she was filming with her back to it. But I don't know if the shadow would have cast over the table or something. So it'll probably be her. I don't know if I saw something or not. But I can't even look to confirm it. It was a damn shame about that door closing at the jail the last time. A lot of people would have claimed paranormal. Absolutely. Richard still believes it's paranormal. I don't. But still, he invited me back there to do a meet and greet. So it says everything. That we can disagree on something and still have the respect. Pronoun da to you, Rogers in Newport. Hope you're well. Jesus Christ. Get gaming. I haven't gamed for ages. I'm starting to miss it a little bit. I am starting to miss the gaming, so that'll come back on the second channel. I thought there's more haunted house down the road in Fulton is private and they won't let it be investigated. There's a few locations in the UK, private residences that I'd love to get into. Really haunted. Smug puppies, guaranteed to get evidence, right? Right? Loopy Lou, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Don Boy got a hangover. Gavstar. No, not today. I'm missing chat. I do apologise. I do apologise. Yeah, so the plan going forward for me and Richard is we are looking at small haunted theatres in the UK. So if anyone knows of any, not like uncanny sized places, that's way too fucking big. We are looking for small, intimate theatres that have got a haunted history to them. Mine and Richard's plan is we'll tour those haunted theatres, and Richard will start the show, and Richard will start the show with the history of that theatre, the history of the theatre, and then the history of those haunteds, of those hauntings, and then I'll come out and be like, right, but could it be? And then I'll try to give logical explanations as to what could be going on. That will only be the first half of the show in our heads. The second half of the show then literally, we will set up things like table tipping, REM pods, EMS, all the shit you see all over TV programs. And we will try to show you how easy those devices are to trigger or accidentally trigger whilst doing a paranormal investigation. Give you what could really be going on, and then... But we want audience participation. So the idea is we get a glow-in-the-dark frisbee, we throw it out into the audience, whoever catches it, they come up on stage. We do that a number of times for a number of experiments. My big one is I want to do table tipping with a group. And then basically I'm going to get the table to levitate. They'll all go, what the fuck? And then I'll show them exactly how I did it and how they all, without realizing, helped me do it. Just some audience participation and stuff. But then, hey, Rebirth Addict, how you doing? We've also got some plans then to do experiments, basically ghost hunt with potentially up to 100 people. Random people come onto the stage and do some actual investigations and claims, but just do some wild shit that you've never seen before. Richard has got a device that he's been working on. I've got a few things that I want to try, and then just throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. But under the guise of, this isn't proof of the paranormal, we're just going to try all of this shit. Like, I'm going to put, you know, if there's rumours of a ghost haunting a specific location, a child ghost, sorry, taking kids' toys and just leaving them on the stage the entire night. But what I may do is see if I can catch the audience out. And I'll do something. The audience will be like, oh! And I'll say, right. And I'll ignore it for a while. And I'll be like, what? And then, later on, say, oh, by the way, that was actually me, but none of you saw it because I was doing X, Y, Z. And then I'll show them how I did it. Just don't do Pomeranian things. Do you know what? I took the videos down because of the drama surrounding it and the fact that he's actively trying to sue people. And I'm starting to wonder if I should have just left them there. Because they have been bragging so bad on other social medias how they've beaten us all. So you didn't beat us all. I took a common sense approach and didn't want to give you any more status. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to put out just one video to tie everything up in one big takedown of all of you. Of course I fucking am. Vito and Richard team up, that would be brilliant. I would think so, but we've been in contact with Kenny Biddle to get Kenny involved into doing... Because Richard's a full-blown believer. I'm a skeptical believer. We need a complete skeptic. So provided we can find locations where there's Wi-Fi at the very least, and a way for us to do it is to get Kenny Biddle involved via video. Thank you for the subscription there, Billy Gurley. Try to get Kenny involved as a complete skeptic via video link up. But the bit that I want to add into it is every place we go, surely there is either a paranormal investigation team from YouTube or podcast hosts or something like that from near those areas that we could invite for the guest for that location. So, obviously, I'm not going to dox anyone, but say we go to a theatre that's nearby to where Fantastique lives. Fantastique, do you want to come out and do a little bit? Or if we go near where Justin from Paranormal Monkey lives, we could go and do that. Or if we're in somewhere near the likes of the Ouija Brothers, Ghosts on Trent, Three Spires, we could have these guests and they could come up and just, you know, give us your best evidence or the story of your best evidence. Just something where we can incorporate more of the YouTube real paranormal community outside of YouTube, where people can come and interact, and then people can meet these people. Obviously I'll reach out to the teams and stuff and see who would be interested, and it doesn't matter about subscription size. I want to reach out to Kieran O'Keefe as well. I'd love to get Kieran involved at some point, even if it's only for one via video call. I never usually get to join these. This is fun. Apparently, there are a few around Suffolk. The Bury Theatre Royale is one, but then again, could be haunted, could be crackheads. It'll have to be an open working theatre so we can actually hire it, sell tickets for it, and then have power and stuff to do the experiments. I call everyone darling. Claire does call everyone darling. She is one of the nicest people on the planet. You know, it is strange when you get one thing going off for 4 times and then ask for a different device to go off, and it does, and that can be weird. If I was to see something like that, that could indeed be weird. Yeah. I mean, I don't use REM pods and spirit boxes. This tour, I probably still won't use them. But there are other things that I want to try. You know, it would be great to hear. Yeah, the only issue when I brought it up with Richard, and Richard and Kieran are friends, so we could probably make it happen. Is A is scheduled because of Uncanny, and B, we don't just want to do what Uncanny does. We're not going to be taking people's ghost stories and then skeptic versus believer, team skeptic, team believer. We're not doing that. We're doing this building's haunting. Let's look at it. Let's investigate it. Now let's live investigate it. While we're there, let's do some of the tricks that the fakers. And it's not about saying everybody the table tips is fake. It's about saying if you go to a paranormal event and there's table tipping, this is what you need to keep an eye out for, because you didn't see how I've just levitated that table. Because I did it in a pub in the summer. I went out with my in-laws. I Ghostwiener, darling. We went to a pub and this guy was like, you debunk. And he was getting quite shirty with me. He wasn't horrible, but he was getting a bit shirty because he was a full-blown believer. And he said, well, psychic mediums are real. And I'll tell you how they're real, because a psychic medium was in this bar, sat on this table, and this table was rocking. And I was like, yeah, it can be done by... And he was like, no. And then it levitated. I was like, really? And he went, yeah. I said, well, like this. So I put my hands on the table. There's pints on there. And I start little rocking motions, and then I realise the table is really, really heavy. It's got a steel frame under it. Painted green steel frame. And he went, so you can't exactly do it, can you? And I was like, well, I can. Spirit, can you make this table lift? And the table lifted. And this guy went, what the fuck? See? It's real. I was like, it's not. It's my foot. Look. And I showed him. I said, because I'm telling you about the table and what's the drinks, you don't see me lift the table with my foot. I had to get a better leverage on it. But now I've got that rock in motion started. But look, now I can do this. And he was so blown away. He was like, that's exactly what happened. Peter's going to be the new Ed Warren, only telling the truth. No, I will not be the new Ed Warren, because I'll be telling the truth, and I don't shut up 15-year-old babysitters. I'm not a pervert. I think live practical demonstration is an excellent idea. Not everyone watches YouTube, and it takes the information out to the general public. Yeah, I agree, fantastic. And not only that, I think we could sort of, by accident, pull in... We could accidentally pull in Most Haunted viewers and open their eyes up without directly taking shots at Most Haunted, unless somebody asks me about it. I've been to Clophill Church. I went there with Mark from Dead Cold. It's very well looked after and secure now. We had permission to go there, but we weren't allowed to film, and we weren't allowed there to investigate overnight. But me and Mark from Dead Cold did go there. We spoke to people there, and they loved Mark. They loved Mark. And they were going to invite me and Mark to go back. But unfortunately, Mark doesn't do the paranormal anymore. So I've lost... I've lost my access there. Which one to be a member of? Well, I'm live 2 or 3 days a week on the second channel for longer, but it's not quite as structured as this. This is my main channel. So it's up to you. Or, I don't know, you get it free anyway. And it don't make much difference to the lives, which one you become a member of, because I don't monetize them until after I finish anyway. This channel, I rarely monetize them at all. The second channel, I monetize them after I've gone live. You know what, Rebirth, I've been to Cannock Chase because the Four Crosses Inn is on Cannock Chase. But I've never actually been into Cannock Chase itself because I don't want to get bummed by a dogger. You bend over to pick up your REM pod and they've got a bit lost. Ooh! So out! Get out of my bum! Sorry. Sorry. Jen Mulcahy, how are you doing? Have you been ill, Fantastic? Oh no. Everyone's ill. We were driving home yesterday, Miss Geek's like, oh, I feel quite ill. I was like, you can't be ill again. We've only just got over 2 bouts of the flu. This morning, she's got the flu again. Sarah McDonald, hello to you. So the Haunted Theatre Tour. Obviously, these are all just early ideas, but we're going to get some help in regards to not only the scheduling and booking of it, but the scheduling of the actual event, because Richard will overrun and I will underrun. Think of the views, Beardo. I don't want the view of somebody bumming me from behind. Outdoor investigations, they're quite difficult because of contamination. But then I do castle ruins, so yeah, I could probably do Cannock Chase. Probably could do Cannock Chase, as long as I'm honest and call out what it is. And I'd rather do places where I've got to say, oh, that's not a ghost, that's the wind. That's not a ghost, that's a fox, or something running in the hedges. Or I'd rather do that than go back to doing abandons, because the cost of locations is only getting higher and higher. The Bio Theatre in St Andrews, Fife, Scotland is haunted. It's a small theatre, kind of quiet, but a lovely area. I so want to go back to Scotland. Scotland blew me away. I went there as a kid, but barely remembered the trip. But 2 seconds. My daughter's asking me about food tonight. So, I've completely lost my trail of thought because of food. Weather is a huge part of outdoor absolutely, and right now, nobody's getting videos out there because it's so crap in the UK. When people are live and they're saying they think it's rained every day since Boxing Day, they're not lying. I personally think we've only had 3 dry days since September. There we go. Just other people turning up. It's other people turning up. It's wildlife and stuff. But then, yeah, doing abandons. You'll get people turn up. Other ghost hunters. People fucking with you. Or in my case, people that may have a grow nearby that really don't want you to fucking be there. The flu is in remission, not just gone. Maybe. But obviously on this channel, there's some newer content. You'll have seen me a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, on a Sunday, where we were reacting to the exorcisms. And I started getting really annoyed toward the end of the video. And then there was a couple of people in the chat were like, oh, I was actually part of insert which church. And basically they were taken into a cult and their lives were upended by religious cults. I've been speaking to one of those people at great length, and we're gonna be recording something. But in with that, I found this whole other community of people involved in scam baiting and things like that. And I've been speaking to a few of these guys, reacted to scam baiting stuff. But there's this massive crossover, and I'm trying to bridge the paranormal into it in regards to the religious side of it, and then hopefully be able to grow. One of my proudest achievements with this channel has been the community vibe. And even people that don't like me will say things like, if nothing else, the community building that he did, fair play to him. No Alone for Christmas, charity work, things like that. The whole raid thing that I don't think was a thing on YouTube. It was a Twitch thing that I brought over. I didn't invent it. I just brought it over to YouTube in a way that wasn't the YouTube next channel feature, which doesn't work very well. So potentially making that community, or this community, bigger by incorporating the religious aspect, I think could be cool. And it's getting information. Not just information, getting people's stories out there and stuff. I can shout at the tit all day, every day, and do alright for it. But maybe try something else. Most farted. Oh dear. We have air conditioning on every day. 35 degrees. Oh, Australia. So hot right now. But then you'll be complaining in a couple of months, and we in the UK will be like, it's moderately warm here. Although we did have a really good summer last year. Can I get a rar? Actually, you can on this.
Rawr. Rawr.
Good day, James Harrow. How are you doing? Petals, hello. Jenny J, good afternoon to you. James Upton, hello. I did go to Dandalf's live stream yesterday, but my eyes were doing the following. And then, sort of, something woke me up. I didn't know what it was. And Mrs. Geek's on the next sofa, and my daughter's on the other sofa. And she peeks up from under a blanket, because we were having a lazy day. And she peeks up, and she went, did somebody snoring wake you up? And I was like, was that her? She looked, no, that was you. I had to turn the TV up, it was so bad. Oh dear. In 4 months, we'll be freezing. Do you have the Copy Me video? Yes, I do.
Yes, we all know Mary likes it. Copy me. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, Carl. What was that?
Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick.
Hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
If you want to learn about exorcisms, drop me a line. Been on them, have a few stories. Die laughing, 100%. I will hit you up with that. I'm going to speak to this lovely lady first. That's going to deal with the church. It's not specifically the church, but a set thing of the church she was involved in. I'll deal with her first, because it's, as most of you may not be aware, I'm a bit of a bull in a china shop. What I don't want to do is make anything worse for anyone, upset anyone. This is these people's stories, and I'm just facilitating their stories and then raising awareness via the channel. So I've been speaking with this person at length, obviously to build up trust and stuff, and basically to get them not just to trust me, but to trust that I'm going to do the right thing with it. Because it's a sticky situation, and I don't want to be the bull in a china shop with it. I want to be respectful and get the right message out there, not just some fat idiot that can't be asked to shave shouting at people on the internet again. So there. What did I see there? I've been bored on YouTube channels with a huge while. It's a miracle I found you after I started watching a couple of Twin Paranormals. So did you find Twin Paranormal and then find my videos because of them? And then that's how you found me? Always interesting how many people come over because they were fans of the channel. I saw a clip of you on TikTok when the dead bell went off on a live stream. Oh, the broken dead bell. Wait, so I saw a clip of you on TikTok when the dead bell went off on a live stream. Somebody used my clip on TikTok, John Boy, as paranormal. Because the dead bell was, it was when my desk backed onto that wall. The dead bell was on a shelf there. And the dead bell went off, and it was broke. It wouldn't go off even when switched on. But I later debunked it by going through the footage, and something had fallen off the shelf above it. That's why I found you through Twin Paranormal. A couple of years ago, that's how people were finding me, was watching their favourite channels, and somehow I was getting featured on the same YouTube page. Sometimes I was getting featured above them. Like for a long time, if you put Proving Demons into YouTube, I came up first. Can I have a dancing Possum Pete? Yes, you can, Catherine Lawrence. My last week with my toxic boss. Let's celebrate, Catherine. do wonder where that TikTok clip came from, because I don't think I ever put that out. Stupidly, I was a fan of Lainey and Ben. Their face online bullying video led me to you. Yeah, the Streisand effect, Giuseppe, has been real for a lot of people, which is why the likes of Lee from Really Haunted stopped arguing with me. I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to see that I severely damaged the reputation of Lainey and Ben as, you know, that paranormal couple, because they were massive. And the Sheep had a few goes at them, Purple had a few goes at them, there was a few other debunkers that brought them up in clips, but then there was me and Cole Spectre. Cole Spectre and Purple went at them quite hard. It all got too much for Purple, and then he stopped doing it. And I was relentless. I was relentless. I just kept going at them. There's loads of your clips up on TikTok. Really? I couldn't even get my own clips on TikTok to be viewed. Who's put them up? I don't think they're saying it's paranormal. Alright. Who's using my clips? Where's my money? Pay me my money. The tune for Parson Pete is awesome. It's from The Mask, right? 3 AM in pain and hospital, skipping through channels, saw one on Beards, so I hit it. Not been away since. Appreciated Dio laughing. Thing is, I only got a TikTok account to go and look. I don't care. I get so many emails. Oh, can we use your footage? Crack on. Smith, not paranormal. He did some really good debunks on them as well. Yes, he did, Jenny G. I knew there was somebody I was forgetting. Because he was the one that got the camera being handed over, right? Was that him or was that Purple? Where they had a psychic medium on a live stream. The camera. It couldn't possibly have been Ben because he had the camera in his hand. And he was like, no, you saw the camera get passed over to Lainey and then the reflection kind of gave it away as well. Was that him? I think that was him. Paranormal Engineer, good morning to you, sir. Vicky Emming, thank you for the $100. I am doing better than I was yesterday, Vicky Emming. I was very, very tired yesterday and quite ill. Thank you for the $100. You bloody legend. Very kind of you. I blame COVID. Lockdown turned my brain into mush. It's the only reason I think of to watch the drivel. Lockdown, I was watching stuff like Mindseed, Paranormies. I was watching the bullshit and drinking it all in because I was A, drunk, and B, bored. I drank a lot through lockdown. But it was also because of lockdown that I refound the Ouija Brothers. And then was like, these guys are shit. Nothing's happening. Oh, hang on. That's what happens to me when I go out. Nothing. These channels are lying to everyone. Search of Twin Paranormal fake. And then you, because I guess I was a fan, but then after a couple of vids couldn't watch no more. I just got so pissed off and bored. Yeah, and I kind of miss the good old days of the fakery. Because right now, debunking is getting hard. Not because they're trying harder, because it's just this. Oh my god, the app said demon, dude, bro, run. Something off camera will fall. And I don't think it's just down to people being lazy. Tantan, good afternoon to you. Leanne, how are you doing? I don't think it's just down to them becoming lazy. I think it's also down to them getting sick of the debunkers pulling stuff apart. In Dandal's stream yesterday, I mentioned, I couldn't remember the channel name, but Mellowbird. There is this clip of Mellowbird that I've watched where his kitchen just explodes with activity. It's clearly nonsense. It's clearly fake. There are clearly hints in there of what's going on. But it was so well made. And it's like a 12-year-old video, I think. The stuff that Tit used to do and now he started doing again. The practical fakery. It was so much more fun to watch and pull apart than this upset demon dude, bro, run, murders. Shit.
Bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
Peter, do you know if the posh couple that bought Farm Cottage have any more videos out? The couple that tried to film a mouse. The copyright struck me. I don't think they've got any more paranormal stuff out, but they are blocking people actively that have watched my video. We should have an app that the only response is demon. True. Videos, yeah, in regards to Chateau Neuf de Cac. We'll have a look now. We'll have a look. Renovation, interior renovation. Oh dear. Hello? Hello? Am I still live? Is my computer through? Nope. My mouse just stopped working. Whew. Right. Whoa. What's going on? My computer's gone mad. Hang on. My computer's gone a bit haywire here. I do apologise. I don't know what was going on with my PC then. Right. As you were. So, Chateau de Montmagne. 26k. Go to the videos. No ghosty woasties. No ghosty woasties. No ghosty woast. Wait, have they removed the ghost vid? Oh, there we go. So 2 months ago, 127k views. The biggest videos. The 2 haunted videos. Where's the other one? What did we catch on camera? That's the other one. 48k views, 127k views. Other than that, the views are in the toilet. So it's only a matter of time, right? It's only a matter of time until the ghosts come back, because the channel isn't doing quite as well without the ghosts. Right, I'm not going to play any of it, because that liar, and she is a liar, copyright struck me. Yeah, look at this shit. None of the negative comments are there. None of the questioning comments are there. Only people agreeing. Only people agreeing with them. There were loads of people in there that spotted the masking. And they've all gone. All gone. They'll be back with it. Absolutely. Who are they? Basically, they bought a chateau that they are renovating in France and then did a haunted video. And it did well for them, so they did another one. And Mike from Real Evidence did a debunk on it. And I looked and spotted even more things and did a follow-up to his debunk, and then the copyright struck me. Even though I only used... In total, I used about 12 seconds of the footage, but it was broke up. In that much detail, it was nearly a 40-minute video, I think. And I broke down every frame. Frame by frame by frame by frame. And even I was like, I don't know. So I asked a friend. And the friend is a video editor. And he was like, oh, what's this? What's that? And he was like, I don't think this is fake. I think this is. And then he looked into it. He's like, no, they've been clever. But yeah, you're right. That floor lifting is the break of a mask. But we looked so long and hard at that to make sure it was 100% correct. And they fucking copyright struck me to hide what they'd done. Which is cowardly. Really cowardly and shitty. Right, what did I say his name? you know what? I feel like I could sneeze constantly. I hope I haven't got Mrs. Geek's lurg coming. Intense poltergeist activity. Right, Dandalf couldn't get this to play on his live yesterday. So we're going to play it. The masking was dreadful. It absolutely was. They broke the building. The building bent. So this is Mellowbird. I think this is the video. Dandalf couldn't get it to play. Or he was looking at a broken video. Did you do a video on how you find masking and what to look for? We'll do it now. We'll do it live. I've done plenty of masking videos. I've recreated things. But we're going to see if we can spot anything in this. Now, obviously, this is an old camera from quite some time ago. But we'll play this through. Watch how insane this is. And yes, it's fake. But how exciting would it have been for debunkers back in the day, like Duck of Truth, Dandalf and the Sheep, to have this to deal with instead of Dude Bro? Watch this shit. You'd fucking move out, wouldn't you? Hey, Aaron. Is this the guy that wore a green screen suit? The green... You can do green screen suits now and mask it really well. Back then, the technology was so unreliable, but I tried it. Back then, you'd never got away with it on a camera this bad. But there are giveaways I've spotted. Guy's just fucking trashed his kitchen. Absolutely trashed his kitchen.
Some nice herbs, spices,
Oh,
salt,
shit.
pepper. That.
Sorry. Poltergeist. Poltergeist. That's the most powerful poltergeist I've ever seen. Yeah, who's the guy? Hey, Haseo Misaki, thank you for the subscription. See if I can find it. And then we'll go back to Mellowbird. Green suit. Ghost. Where is it? Oh, I'm not going to find it now, am I? Sorry. Right, green screen ghost prank. Let's put this on.
You may be wondering.
We'll put this on. And see how it works. Now, this is obviously a more modern video with a better camera.
Why are you wearing no pad to use? I want to have some fun with it, so let's go do it. This is now a thing. Forever. I really don't even understand what's going on.
See that there? This is why you couldn't use green screen suits. Even back then. Sorry, even now. This is a relatively new video. When his hand comes into shot... See, it's broken his headphones and his head. Instead of just moving his hair, it's actually just made part of the video disappear. So that's an immediate flaw in it. But with green screen suits, if you get any shadow on the green, it won't disappear because chroma keying back then, you could only chroma key one color green. So you would have to light the green so perfectly that it right. Let me. If I use this card. So if I hold this card up to the camera, and we've got just this color, so we've got all that color across the card. But the second you do that, and you've got a bit of a darker shadow, that won't mask. Or the second you do that, and you've got this darker portion, you could only mask out, or you could only chroma key out one color and no variations of it. So it was notoriously difficult to do. In fact, can I do it on here now? I might be able to do this live. I'm sure I can chroma key live. Osbot. Filters. Plus chroma key. Okay. Right, so the chroma key on this is set for green. I don't have anything green in the room. So what if I chroma keyed out everything blue, like my hat there? Uh-oh. Because of the blue light and the blue reflections, because there's blue light up there, it's taking out bits of my face. What if we only do red? Well, I've got red lights. Well, my lighting across the ceiling is blue and red, so anything with a tinge of red to it is disappearing. If I turn the similarity down, it's not picking that hat up as red. Look at the light bulb behind me. A red tube light, depending on the similarity, you can make that red light start to disappear. Now, obviously, it's too far back, and I'm live streaming, so this isn't great. But that's kind of the idea behind it. Set that back to the middle there. And then you could do what was called a custom color. So basically, I click on the screen, select my color. Let's go with... Let's go with... What colors have we got in here? Let's try and go with the purple. See if I can make that apron disappear. Similarity is too strong. Yeah, it's not working because it's too far away. But that was just an example of why green screen suit editing was so hard to do. Have I set my camera back? Yes, I have. So that's all he's done there. He's chroma keyed out the green. That's not technically... It's not technically masking, but it is. So masking, it released 2 videos overlaid playing at the same time. That's not 2 videos, but what he's done is masked out the color green from that video.
What's going on?
Oh, there you go. That's where he fucked up. You can see a shadow. So these are the issues that you will have. You can see a shadow there. He's leaned over, cast a shadow. So that's why you wouldn't be able to do it, especially in a video like that kitchen. To green screen that, every time he was to... See, he's over there and he pulls that cupboard door. As soon as he reaches his arm out, he's going to create a shadow. And parts of the shadow... Other than we see CGI, but it's called masking. No. Right, so... How do I explain this live? Right, grab my webcam. Right. Pretend you can't see my background here. Pretend I am in this kitchen. And I'm going to reach out and grab that chair. So masking in this instance, I'm really in this room. I'm looking at that chair. And I reach out and I pull it. But you can't see me because I've done this. That chair will move even though I'm not there. So if I was to filters, opacity. If I was to do this, that hasn't worked, is it? Why hasn't that worked? I'll get it. I'll get it. I've never tried to do this live. Filters, color correction, bang. Right, there you go. So I change my opacity, and then I reach out. Now you can't see my hand properly. Obviously, this is a really crude version of it. But this is what you're seeing. You're seeing somebody in the video. There's a mask break there. See, my hand has disappeared. That's what would be a mask break. But that's what they avoid. But when that chair lifts and flies onto the screen, the chair will disappear like my hand is there. And that's where the mask break is that line. But you can cut that line in any shape that you want. Right. Hopefully, I've explained that well enough. When you're in the kitchen, you make me a sandwich. That's not what I was going for, but yeah. So it's not CGI, but can I do it when I'm live? Right. I don't know how my computer's going to do this. Or if my computer will deal with it, but we'll give it a go. I don't want black magic. What do I want? What do I want? Right, DaVinci Resolve. That's too much work for views, but I guess people get the views they pay for. Absolutely. The people like Really Haunted are... They're making a killing off it. So, if I do... If I open this video... Ah, bollocks. Right, bear with me, because I've got to try and find something that I'm not currently working on, so I don't destroy my own video. Shit. Oh, wait, I can do this one. Right, I'll use some Really Haunted footage. It don't matter what the footage is. Right, so... Put this there. Full screen it. Screen share. So this is my editing software. DaVinci Resolve. Oh no, I used to be all squished up on this monitor. Can I not change the size of this? Right, edit. So there's your footage. And there's your audio underneath it. So if I was going to mask something on this, where could I do it? Right, I don't need anything else in here. Get rid of all that. All I want is this one clip. So push everything that way. I'm going to need the sound. So what I would do is I would copy this video and I'd paste it. And then I'd put the same two videos together. What have I done here? There. I can't remember which clip I did. I don't want that one, do I? That's the same clip, right? I don't need the sound of the second clip because it'll sound shit. So I just match those two clips up there. Create a gap. This should blow your minds, right? I've got the same clip playing twice. There's the copy, there's the original. Clip them back together. Link those. So if I go into my color page, there's this here. and it's called the AI Magic Mask. I click AI Magic Mask, and I select what I want to mask out of my video. So, what can we mask out? I should have picked something with somebody stood there. If I click his rug, put it on to better. Show what's getting. There you go. I've masked his rug. And then this is right. This is just computer software picking up what I'm trying to mask there. And then AI, as soon as I click this, track forward and back, that renders the entire scene, frame by frame, no matter what that camera does, and removes or changes the colour of that rug. I'm not going to be able to remove it because I don't have a blank slate under it. It's going to take longer than it normally would because I'm live and I'm putting stress on my PC. This isn't going to look great because I haven't set cameras up for it. I'm using really haunted footage. So once this thing finishes rendering, this normally takes about 40 seconds for a frame, for a clip that long. The video is using AI to scrub forward through the video, then it'll scrub back for the entire frame, and then this rug, I can recolor it, I can remove it completely and put something else there, I can create a hole in the floor, or I can put something there. I'll give it a go now. And it's only taking this long because I'm live and my CPU usage, or my GPU usage, has just gone from like 2% to 400 and something. Whoopsie. So it's tracked all the way forward, and then it goes back and tracks all the way back. But it'll only track that rug. It's that impressive, look. Do you see that square on the floor that's not red? That little square there that's not red is something on his carpet, and the AI has realised that's not part of the carpet and not to mask that out. That's how smart this is. Now, for me, Dandalf and Parple to have done this 2 years ago, we'd have had to have moved every frame of the video and drag that mask out manually by multiple points. It took hours. You can see how quick this is doing this live. If I wasn't live, this would have been rendered ages ago. I can remove the rug, but because there's an image underneath it, I can get myself to appear through the rug. Right, so the mask is finished, and then I add an alpha output. I join these nodes. I'm not explaining all that because it'll be a ball ache. So we go back to the original footage. You can still see the rug because I've got this video underneath. But if I was to take an image, this'll do, and place it underneath. The mask has failed because I'm live streaming. The computer hasn't realised what I'm trying to do. Can I fix that? I don't think I can fix that now. Because I should be able to move this frame by frame. And that rug should have disappeared, but it hasn't. It's because, like, that should only appear in that rug, and it hasn't. And I don't know why. Wait, have I just... Hang on. I may have caused that. I need to invert the mask. There you go. It was me being stupid. So this is a masking video for you guys at home. Something appears like a remote control or whatever. There you go. There's your ghosty woasty. There is a mask. The mask is, that's actually 3 videos playing at once. The clean slate, the cut video, and then my alien bobbin would be the 3rd video. the easier way to do it is just 2 videos and then be in where that thing is disappearing. I could be stood there and throw whatever I want, and you will never ever see me because that line that UFO is appearing out of is masked. Now, obviously, it's a bit crude and messy, but that's because I've tried to do it whilst live streaming. Well, you can hide a UFO under the chair. Yeah. You can hide anything. You can do whatever you want. Good night, Vicky. So yeah, that's how advanced masking is now, and that's quite a new feature in the last year or two. That you can select a specific item in the video, a number of points. You don't even have to move things anymore. A couple of points, and in those couple of points, the software does everything for you. Now, without being live and without having all the cameras and everything and the lighting that all run off my PC live at the same time, that would take me seconds and look far better. It was taxing my PC. It's dropped back down to 2.2% PC usage now. It's intensive on your PC, but that would have taken... If I did that 2 years ago by hand, that would have taken me... to mask that frame by frame, because I'd have to have pulled the UFO frame by frame, that would have taken me possibly 3 to 4 hours. And I've just done a live stream in taxing my PC in 5 minutes. Imagine what somebody like him does for that amount of money. So when his remote appeared out of nowhere, and I'm like, he's broke the mask, that's what I meant. There's 2 videos, you can't see the join, and he just throws it from one video to the other. Beardo just created an alien ghost. I did. So... you can hide it. It's cool, right? Hey, Kelly Bond. I know how to see this on my own now. 9 out of 10, if something appears mid-air, frame by frame, how it appears. And if you see it, haunted spirit level. This side of my hand, this side is one video, this side is another. If you see an object appear like this, frame by frame analysis, it's because there's a cut. So, if we get on to the Mellow Bird. See, I've always wanted to do videos like this, but I don't think anyone would sit and watch them. Obviously, you guys are enjoying it live. This is kind of cool. Okay, so we screen share. We'll go to this. Let's see if we can spot any masking in this, because there is. Now, all that stuff that came from behind there, you wouldn't need to mask anything, because he's just stood behind there and he's just fucking throwing things. But the stuff on this side, well... something's randomly appeared there. That could be down to the frame rate. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's something sliding off there. We need to see something start to move. Right, I don't know if that's him or something being thrown down there. So we go frame by frame until something starts to... There you go. So around there somewhere, either he's down there with a string, which I think he is, and I think that's a glint there. Could be a light. So this thing starts to move. So if this thing is moving, why have the cooker buttons there? Why have they shrank? See that? The light changes there. What's caused that shadow? This is behind the cooker with the light in front of it. That shadow of this would be on the wall, not the cooker. So what has created that shadowing, and why is all of this pulled in? Now, either it's because he stood there, and there's a hard cut down here, or around him as a person there, or he's used a wire removal tool and it's failed. Actually, that's just the frame rate that's caused that. See that? The whole cooker's pulled. Oh, there we go. So the mask in this is actually the moving thing. The moving thing is the only thing that's not... This is the only thing that's really there. He's cut around this... Is it like an umbrella or something? Like a garden umbrella? So he's cut around this box, up around there, and across there. The rest of the kitchen is his clean slate video. And we can tell because, look, he's cut the mask up there, across there, up there, to this tile, across there, and then he's rotoscoped. So whereas I just clicked buttons and it did it for me, he will have clicked a point there, 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 all the way around all of this that moves. And then when he moves a frame, he's got to do it all again. Click, 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 click. And keep it as tight to that umbrella as he can. And then he hits another frame, and then he's got to do it all again for every single frame. And that's why these mask slips are so prominent, is because it's just so hard to do. Or time-consuming to do. I mean, it's even falling through his own kitchen there, look. You can see the clean slate behind it. The umbrella kind of stays there. So this... Oh, look. Straight line across there. It's fallen through the mask there. Bear in mind, this is a 16-year-old video. Is that going to fly from up there? Nothing's flown from up there. Something's changed up there between recording the two videos, look. I can't tell you what it is. Let's go for the next event. So see that bottle's been pulled. There's so much going on. Oh, there you go. That cupboard door has just split in half. The cupboard door's broke. The tiles have broke. How many videos has he got playing at once, here? Now that thing has moved up there. But look, when this moves, he's affected the reflection there and whatever this is. He must have 4 or 5 videos playing at the same time. This is incredible. Incredibly well done. There's a knife going. But look, the knife does what I said. Kind of appears from nothing. That could be the frame rate. Or is falling through a mask. There you go. He was up there causing that. Right, there's the biggest giveaway. Your eyes are looking at this bit here, right? Your eyes are drawn there. But when you're looking at these videos, always look into these areas because... Oh, shit. There. See that there? What in this kitchen has caused that massive, massive square to appear on the wall? Well, that little knife there hasn't caused that massive square. That's because when the two videos are playing and he drops the opacity of one to hide that he's in there throwing stuff, something in the light has changed. Probably his positioning. And in his positioning, he's created a shadow. He's changed the light of the video. You can see the pixels. See how the pixels are doubling up? The footage just looks so much more dirtier on that frame. Everything just looks that little bit dirtier. There's more pixels because he's overlaying them. That cupboard, the state on that. The cupboard moves, but the kitchen unit lifts. The cupboard comes apart in 3 sections. And that's him pulling it there. But he's also got somebody up there moving stuff. So if I was to do this, I would be stood in this area. I would mask a square out of this area. Follow the straight lines because it's easier. I'd be pulling on that cupboard door with a string. And my other arm, I'd be reaching out and pulling stuff off that kitchen top. Could you imagine how many hours this took him to put together? And you'd be like, why in the fuck would somebody spend probably 2 weeks editing all of that shit? Because it's how long is it? 1 minute and 3 seconds, constantly just shit flying all over his kitchen. Why would he do that? 3.1 million views. That's why he spent so much time on that. 3.1 million views. Every 1,000 views, say he gets £5. Low end estimate. £5 for every 1,000 views, and he's had 3.1 million of them. That's why they do it. That's why they spend this amount of time on there. Hey, King in Yellow, how you doing? Just how some blurry bits and more. Yeah. When a camera artifacts, the whole video should artifact with it, and they don't. Hats off to him, to the effort he put in. Yeah. And at the end of the day, he convinced people that this was real and it wasn't. So he's in my opinion, he's a con artist. I challenge Beardo to a wing eating contest. My eating stupid shit days are long gone after the summit. Did you think the Ghost of Carmel... There's a guy called Jimmy, the Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. I think she's trying to Drum Blanket. He basically went to the house and did a documentary there. And his opinion when he went there was it was all fake. And then while he was there, he thought it was real. And then at the end of it, it's like, nah, actually, it's all bollocks. Maybe you persuade to do a bit of tidying up after this for the $1. Yeah, Ghost of Carmel Maine, I think, is absolutely fake. Dandalf, the first debunk I ever saw from Dandalf, I think, was a Ghost of Carmel Maine video where there's a shadow in the bedroom window. And the shadow just disappears under the bed, but it doesn't move like a shadow. It moves like a sheet on a string. And Dandalf... One of the biggest things I learned from Dandalf is if you're using a camera and you pull something, your camera jerks. And when that sheet drops, it pulls the same way as the camera does. And that was a Dandalf. I think it was the first I ever saw from Dandalf. But the wire was from this sheet and then pulled under a bed. Where is it? We'll have a look at it now. This is not my debunk whatsoever. This is Dandalf. I can't even remember what the... Yeah, he stopped uploading as Kent. Oh, his videos are too long. I'm never going to find it. Yeah, these videos they're all over an hour long. Yeah, Dandalf debunked it off a Nuke's Top 5 video. You have to be monetized before though, is that right? Otherwise it doesn't count. You have to be monetized to earn money off YouTube, yeah, but you get 1 million views and 4,000 watch hours off one video, 400 subscribers, you're monetized. Thanks for explaining video and what to do in our next video. The problem there is, Paul, I will catch you. I will absolutely catch you. And there's another tool. Obviously, my editing software has got a lot of AI stuff being implemented into it. Before anyone shouts at me for AI, it's part of the editing software. This is how... I understand people are pissed at it, stealing artwork and music and whatever. The AI is everywhere now. It's in your phone. And these people that keep shouting at me, I'm killing the environment. Because I've had a few of them this week. Oh, you've done this, you've done that. Your phone's doing it. Your phone's camera uses it. Alright, so if I go back to some of this footage. Drag this across. Where is it? File. I can't remember how to do it. I'm not going to bore you while I'm looking for buttons and stuff, but in my AI software, up in these tabs that are behind my head somewhere, Edit. In there somewhere is AI scene detector. Audio, join clips. Oh, there you go. Detect scene cuts. Oh, you can't see that because my head is in the way. On the timeline. Was it timeline I just said? Clip. I've lost it now. I just found it. I just saw it. Ripple, delete, replace. Fuck. Where did it go? Newest, edit point, nearest. I've just seen it. Moved my camera and I was gone. Split clips. Right, this one. AI tools, audio assistant, create subtitles. Hey, I didn't know I had that. Let's go. I've just seen it. Clip duration, AI tools, voice converter. Where the hell has it gone? Right, tell me somebody saw that. There you go, detect scene cuts. So you click that. And we are detecting scene cuts in my video via AI. So in this clip of Really Haunted, I know there's no cuts in my video because you can see that's the clip there, beginning to end. I might actually be doing the entire video. Right, scrap that. I need to delete this. Am I ruining a video I'm working on there? No. Right, so. This is one clip, yeah? This is one clip from me with no cuts in it. And you go to the... Was it edit? Oh, I lost this again now. Detect scene cuts. Click that. The AI will analyze the frame. And then it'll tell you how many cuts are hidden. Now, obviously, there were no cuts in that video there on mine or Lee's because it's a pause screen. But there are videos where I have used this AI scene detector. So when people move the cameras really quick and you know there's a cut in there, this AI software will tell you exactly where the cut was. Absolutely incredible. So if you've got a clip where you can't see the cut, like on a Nuke's Top 5 or something, and you've got DaVinci Resolve Studio version, all you have to do is AI scene cut detector, and it'll tell you how many cuts are in that video and what the timestamps are. So find your clip, put it into DaVinci Resolve, hit scene detector or cut detector, and it'll tell you, which is phenomenal. There was a video where a Japanese ghost head peekabooed from behind a door in a UK house. And the AI scene detector picked up all 8 cuts that it took for these guys to pull it off. And they tried to argue with me and told me I didn't know what I'm on about. And I'm like, software that you have used has told me where you did it. Gav Gombero's playlist, Paranormal Investigations videos called Get Out. It's about 9 minutes long. Oh, the Spoongate. Beto uses a program to see AI. You can use it for debunking. This is the thing. There's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of conversation right now about how hard AI is going to make it for debunking videos. I don't think it is. Because every time AI comes out, you can use AI detectors in your editing software. My editing software tells me when AI has been used. We don't know if someone comment on Facebook about a new to me channel who had done a great video trying to debunk their own activity. It was Phantoms of Florida who were in the chat. Ah, right. I probably have missed that, Belfast. I've been stupidly busy. No worries, Megan. No worries. Vito used that tool to move the bunk to the next level. I have already used it, Phantom. I used that for... They were a bunch of amateurs up in the northeast of England pretending they were in somebody else's house. It was clearly theirs. Because they were like fucking smoking and stuff in this house while investigating. And there was a few cuts that I could see with my eye, but I wasn't 100% sure on it. I spotted 4. And then when I used the AI scene detect, and I included that in the video. This is how I've caught them. The AI was like, there's a cut, there's a cut, there's a cut, there's a cut for the 4 movements of the ghost head. And there's another 3 when they move the camera off and then pan it back for it to disappear. That's AI catching editing. And AI editing will catch out AI videos. So it's not all doom and gloom. The days of sitting here frame by frame and everything may be disappearing. Because debunking will then be, click, AI. And then if it's not AI, then we go down the route of, right, how have they done it? Or is this something incredible? What was the video, Florida? Ghost debunks on the devil's chair. I'm going to check that out. I'm not going to do it live. I need a very new channel. Right, I'm not going to do it live. But I'm going to check this out. Devil's Chair investigation. Ghost debunks. Interesting. Phantom Florida, I'll check that out. And if it's good, I'll shout you out. And if it's not, I'll shout you out. That's it, remember, it was at the Anne Stevens house and I just got done with an overnight. We figured out a light we thought was an orb was really a car. There we go. It's good to see people are debunking. Check my last chat. It tells you where to find Spoongate. I'll find the link for it now. Playlists. Wow, I got a lot of playlists these days. Do full playlist. There you go. If you're wondering about Spoongate and Get Out, there's the video there. That's why I no longer do abandons. So AI might be killing off the fake ghost videos. I think there's going to be a period of crossover where it's really difficult. But I think AI will catch up with this, Shane. And AI will kill fakery. Absolutely. The AI scene detector, I think it's only available on DaVinci. I don't know what other I don't use any other editing software. I'm too old to be learning multiple. I can't do what Parpel has done. Parpel has worked with software for so long that he knows how to use Premiere Pro, CapCut. For me to find my way around the home pages of them all, and everything's got different names. Like a crossfade on mine is called something else fade on others. It's a nightmare. Even lighting for colouring is called different things. Spoongate, sponsored by IKEA. No. Some lovely gentleman threatened to cave my head in with an Irish sports bat called a shillelagh. But I didn't know what it was called, and I described it, and everyone was like, so they threatened you with a big spoon? I shouted it's not a spoon. There were 2 songs called There's Not a Spoon. 312 wooden spoons were sent in the post, but we're up to 314 now, because I had another 2 this year. All because some guys wanted to beat me up. Me and real evidence. It's always real evidence, right? I get into more trouble with real evidence than anyone else. Sad times. Sad times. Yeah. Just trying to find the original video. It's pinned to the top there, Gavstar. That at the top of your chat, there's a white bar with a YouTube link. That's the video you've been asking about. I'm enjoying this Beardos opening my eyes on the fakers. See, obviously, if I was to put all of that into a video, every time Lee masks, if I was to break it down scene by scene and then show exactly how he did it, and this is where the cut is, because my videos would be 2 hours long every time, and they would be boring as fuck. Nobody's going to sit through that. Whereas when I just say, oh, look at the tit has done there, masking, if you don't know what masking is, 2 videos playing at the same time, look how it just appears through this. I basically have to dumb down, not for you guys are not dumb, but I have to dumb down because his fans won't be able to see what I'm talking about. And if I try to over-explain everything, they'll never watch the video, they'll never learn. Whereas if I start the video like, the tit's been faking again, they're immediately angered by me, so they'll stick for the debunk to see if they can argue with me or not. And 9 times out of 10, I could show them his arm coming through a mask, and they still wouldn't believe me and say it was the ghost arm. Because they still argue with me. If your wife argues, is your word still the final? Yes. Yes, it is, especially when it comes to the mods. So, what was that? Was that like an hour of explaining masking? Now, obviously, if I was to put a video about masking, it would be longer in depth, and I would do a better job than what I did with the UFO sort of appearing from under the sofa. But yeah, that's what masking is. I used 3 videos. Now, that guy in his kitchen, Mellowbird, how many did... I think it's a mixture of masking, strings, wire removal tools, and other people off camera launching shit. It's not one video. In fact, what I may do is upload that entire video into my AI scene detector and see how many cuts are in that video that we couldn't see, because it'll pick all of them up. The fakers forget debunkers use the same software and can easily catch them out. Exactly that. Exactly that, Lynn. Video's really cool to be shown how to see when people are using masking. Yeah, and when people say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. When I first started, I thought there was a lot of things were masking that weren't. And I over-explained things and I over-analysed things, and I've got a bit better at that, and I'm a bit more confident. Because before, I'd see a bit of artifact and I'm like, haha, mask. But I didn't know any different. And I had a bit of tutorage from Parple and Dandalf. And then over time, and then obviously doing it myself, because I've used masking. I'll show you masking now. And this is... on my channel, it's not for fakery. It's not for anything. The good part. Right, I'll mute this. But you're about to see a mask in a regular video. So you see me on screen talking, looking like I've just shut my mic. What the fuck? Where is it? Where is it? That. See that there? Most people would have set up a green screen somewhere and recorded just this section of the video in front of a green screen and then chroma keyed out the green to get this background. I couldn't be arsed with that, so I went into my editing software, I put a blue dot there, a blue dot there, a blue dot there, and then it took all my background out. So like I showed you where I doubled up Lee's living room, I doubled up my studio, pulled them apart, inserted a still image of Kindred Spirits, and then I zoomed in on the Kindred Spirits image, I believe. Yeah, I did. That wasn't a green screen. That wasn't chroma key. I literally used AI to cut all of this out around the back of me. And it took 5 or 6 seconds for AI to do its thing. Obviously, I've got to tidy it up. And there's other things to do with... So obviously you can see there's a bit of pulsing up there. And there's mist there. But you can see there's no sort of soft edging. I could go into the editing software and I could soften how hard this edge is. I could add like a shadow to the back of it. So I could soften all those edges. I can add a shadow to make it look even better than it does there. This looks like I've used a green screen, and I didn't. I didn't move out of my studio. So I was like, instead of just putting a little square in the corner saying Kindred Spirits, I'll actually put it behind me. And he was never there. It was literally masking. But I only have to mask this clip. And then I'm back into my normal video. And I did the same thing later on. When they're using the devices, yeah. It's not a green screen. I literally masked my studio out of the video and and then put their video behind me. Now I'm explaining masking Paranormal Monkey. People would assume I used a green screen there, and I didn't. I used masking like the fakers would use. And I used it to change my background into a video of the channel I was debunking. You know, the Christmas tree video should explain. Christmas tree video? Oh, well, I didn't put that out, did I? I know I was going to make a video with a teddy bear getting pulled across my studio, but I couldn't get it because of the Christmas lights. It kept breaking the mask. But no, not live from the toilet. Cheeky bastard. I was just showing masking. And with showing the masking, I showed scene detection and shit. Basically, how debunking is going to get easier in some aspects. Kind of broke my heart. I always believed Amy was the real deal. Adam on GHI that mocked up above in Sweden. I can't even say that. Always been a bit standoffish to him. Thing is, right, I know some people are really pissed about Kindred Spirits because they like it. Chip Coffee, I'm sorry, but he cannot look at a TV of a pre-recorded video and then tell them, oh yeah, that ghost is there because of whatever. It's impossible. I refuse to believe that. The bowel situation is fine now. I haven't vomited out of my rear end since about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. You released it, did I? I thought I deleted it because it was shit. The best one was you walking up the stairs as a ghost. Yeah, that was masking. I basically recreated a Most Haunted video. Yeah, maybe I need to do a proper breakdown of masking because it's changed over the years. It used to be you would have to rotoscope, which is pulling the mask about every frame in the video, and now you don't have to do that. Now you literally hit points and AI does the rest for you. There's occasional slips with it, but as long as you've got a 4K camera, which that's not what I'm using now. The 4K camera is normally there, but it's all packed away for investigating. Yeah, I think Dead Files are my next one. Are they the ones with the cop? The cop and the psychic? I think they're next on my list. Dead Files have had a lot of calls for it. Are Kindred Spirits fake? Well, Chip is. In my opinion, Kindred Spirits are fake. Because there is no way, after how many years has Amy been investigating since TAPS? 25, 26 years? The second Amy pulls out that DR60, and she has been using it every investigation for years and years and years, and every time she uses it, she gets a screaming voice and hasn't worked out that it's not a ghost, it's a device, then she's turning a blind eye to logic and reason. And if you turn a blind eye to logic and reason, as far as I'm concerned, you're faking. Not every debunker is as harsh with that, but I think the second you turn a blind eye to something that you're doing, knowing it's giving you a false positive, and you say that it's then paranormal, which they do, they were 10 minutes into the video, everything was a ghost. When you say it's a ghost, when you say it is 100% fact that a ghost has talked to you through that device, that at that point you know doesn't work, You're lying to your audience. You're lying to everyone. You're faking. You're no different to people that do masking then. You're just lying with equipment. Love your hat. Appreciate it. I did have 3 Beardo hats. I've only got 1 left now because I gave the others away. I was told at the May Stringer house that they made it seem like it was very active. The house told me it was only a few minutes of activity they got, and it was on day 7. If any location is telling you, I mean, they're advertising for you to go there for a start. If any location tells you that you're guaranteed to get activity, question it. Absolutely question it, and go into that building assuming that you're getting your pants pulled down. Because if Paranormal Activity, I mentioned this in tonight's video, and I'm going to do a deeper dive into it. And I've done a short on Facebook for it. If Paranormal Activity was daily, if you could capture, we'll use Really Haunted, the tit. If Paranormal Activity was that easy to capture, if Paranormal Activity was that steady in his home, where are the scientists? Where are the government? Like, holy, we need to shut this guy up, because if he proves life after death exists, how many people are going to unalive because this life is pretty shit, the next one will be better? Because that's what happened after Ghostwatch came out in the 90s. So where are the scientists? Why haven't they gone to Lee's house? And why haven't they cordoned the house off? There is paranormal activity in this house every single day. We as scientific community, we have to investigate this. You know why the scientists don't go there? Because they know it's bollocks. They know it's bollocks. Paranormal Lockdown, Season 1, Episode 1 in Seal Asylum. Best evidence I've seen on TV. Really? Who's Paranormal Lockdown? Nick Groff. You know Nick Groff was Ghost Adventures, right? That channel is full of shit. I've not watched Paranormal Lockdown. Maybe he has stepped away from the shadow of Zach Bagans, and maybe after stepping away, he's gone legit. I would have my doubts. I will check out Paranormal Lockdown, Season 1, Episode 1, to see what you've seen there. And I'll have a look. Because I'd love to catch something real. Margaret Kieran, thank you for the €3. They're afraid of the portal. Maybe they are. But you've got to ask that, right? Surely. If a house in the UK was capable of producing paranormal activity 3 days a week. 3 days a week. Where are the scientists? Where are the scientists? Where's the government trying to silence them, shut them up? Where's the investigations? Why hasn't he been put into hiding? Because it's not real. And scientists won't waste their time looking at it because they know it's not real. Paranormal Lockdown, Nick came to the UK and went to his Strive for a week. I'll check him out. I'm not going to hold him accountable for his old TV show. But just out of curiosity, I'm not going to look on YouTube. Let's do Paranormal Lockdown on a Google search. Screen share. Yeah, that's Nick. I've lost so much respect for Nick Groff after watching Paranormal Lockdown. Retweet Ghost Adventures. Paranormal Lockdown is the most blatantly fake show I've ever seen. It's borderline offensive to paranormal enthusiasts. So this guy respected Nick when he was on Ghost Adventures. And now he doesn't. How bad did this get? Oh, for fuck's sake. I'll have a look. I'll check it out. Hey, hopefully they're on Discovery Plus, because I'll be part of my thing anyway. Used to watch Paranormal Lockdown. What did you think of him, Jenny? Have you seen the channel called Haunt Media? Do you mean Mindseed 2.0? The guys that got fired? Yeah, they're fucking awful. Absolute dog shit. Did you see them in the Clown Motel? Circus? Where they're in the wrong room? We're going to room 666. They can't get in there, so they end up in a random room that's got nothing to do with any of the haunted stories. Then they go to room 666 because Twin Paranormal went there, forgetting that they'd already had paranormal activity in a random room. And it's never ever been room 666 or the room they were in that was haunted. It was room 231 that none of them have ever been allowed in. Nobody's ever been in the only reported haunted room. In your opinion, if it's on TV, is fake? Fair enough. Nick Groff is part of Ghost Adventures, and I can't imagine it being real, but you have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. At the end of the day, he could have moved on from Ghost Adventures because he wanted to go legit. I'll give him a chance. I'll give anyone a chance. I've caught people faking before that have gone, oh shit, sorry, he'll never do it again. I'll give him a chance. Why wouldn't I? There will always be more suspicion on them because I've caught them once. The one with him is off Paranormal State, which was apparently a fake ass show. Paranormal State? Wait, was that? Paranormal State was Ryan Buell, right? Paranormal State, Ryan Buell. Absolutely full of shit. Not only was the guy full of shit in regards to his ghosts, if you don't know who Ryan Buell is, and people keep coming at me about this guy lied about having pancreatic cancer. He lied about having pancreatic cancer, put it out there to the world, people donated, he blew the whole lot on sticking it up his fucking nostrils, and his own mother had to come out and say, stop donating him money, he doesn't have cancer, he's hoovering it all up his ooter. The guy is a fucking scumbag. I did a video on him, and the people defending him was like, oh, you only did it once. Bitch, you only got to do it once. Lie about cancer once? Bad. Spend your viewers' money on a tour that you never fucking put it. That's the other one. He booked a full tour, sold tickets for the tour, him and Chip Coffey. Chip Coffey was nothing to do with it. Chip Coffey outed him for it. He sold tour tickets. Nobody ever got their refunds. He never booked a single show. And guess what he did with the money? The guy's a piece of shit. Now he's back with the Annabelle doll. And everyone's like, oh, we forgive you, Ryan Buell. I don't. I never will. If you will lie about... When somebody says cancer, the fear that puts into you is one thing. When somebody says pancreatic cancer... Pancreatic cancer is a death sentence. Very high percentage of the time, because it's so fast, so aggressive, that by the time you get symptoms, it's too late. And he lied about that. And what, 5 or 6 years on, he's back in the paranormal field, and I got called a piece of shit. Because apparently, me telling the truth could have made him do drugs again. I make him do drugs, he does drugs. I haven't got a drug addiction. Most people, if people have got histories with alcoholism, drugs and stuff, ain't my business. When you're a celebrity paranormal guy that does drugs and steals from your audience to fund your drugs and then lies about cancer to get more money, to get more drugs, then fuck you. Then it's my business. Lee Grantston, Grant Staten, exactly. Once trust is lost, can't get it back. To lie about cancer. To lie about any terminal illness is bad, or potentially terminal illness is bad enough. Pancreatic cancer? How many celebrities do you know where it's like, oh, so-and-so is being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and within months, they're gone. We've lost them. Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther, pancreatic cancer, killed him in months. Patrick Swayze, the same thing. And this motherfucker lied to stick it up his nose. Or I think he might have been on crack cocaine. I had a tumour on my brain. Everyone said it was cancer. It was benign. I can understand. There are people out there that have been accused of lying, of having cancer and stuff, and they haven't. They have panicked. They've gone to the doctor, and there is a shadow on your lung, or there's colon for Chadwick. Right, sorry. I thought he was pancreatic. But, you know, there's something, there's a growth, there's this, there's that. And it doesn't matter how well the doctor will explain something to you. People will walk out if they're thinking they've got cancer. And then they may tell people, and then I can understand that it's just like, holy shit, I've got a growth. It's in my lung or it's in my brain. Because your immediate thought is always, I'm going to die. I can understand that. But to say it's pancreatic cancer, a very specific form of very deadly cancer, and take that money and use it on drugs, and then have his friends fucking calling me out for it because he's a changed man. He's found the Lord. Did he? Was it inside the $5 bill you rolled up? My grandmother had pancreatic cancer, gone within 2 months. It's so aggressive. And for his own mother, do you know how hard it must be for somebody's mother to come out onto social media and be like, don't give him money. He's lying about it. He's sticking it up his ooter. Imagine what that does to the mother to have to tell people that. Monique, thank you for the subscription. Imagine having to do that. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. I'll never, ever forgive that shit. The second time we had it, my daughter... bad. It wasn't Adam that was on GHI, he was on GH Academy, which did blood magic. That's why I'm standing up. I don't know what the blood magic thing is. I watched Ghost Hunters International on occasion. I like the Irish dude. I never watched Ghost Hunters Academy. Never watched it. Sounds like quite the piece of work. Oh, I did a video on him 6-7 months ago. And I was called a ghoul by some people. You're a ghoul for dragging all this up. I'm like, he's just returned to the paranormal. Why am I the ghoul? I didn't lie. I didn't say I was dying of an illness for money. Fuck me. I wouldn't tell you guys if my car broke down and I needed money. I'd just try and find the money legitimately. Where is it? Spoken chill. I tried. Hey, Dio laughing. Thank you for the troll. We didn't have a troll, did we? I think we had a troll. I don't think we had a troll. I mean, he's the worst of the worst because of what he did and who he did it to. Other people I won't forgive or forget. The Warrens. People can shout at me about the Warrens as often as they want. Ed fucked his 15-year-old babysitter. Fuck him. Everything I see, whether he's dead or alive, I don't care. Dirty bastard. And you got this fucking idiot. The fake exorcist. Fake to the point where I spoke to somebody on the weekend that knows Ian Lawman quite well, and he was like, no, he really was ordained by the Church of England. I know him. He told me. I've seen paperwork. I've seen this. I've seen that. So I produced my emails from the Church of England, and I was like, so why are they saying he doesn't there? And he was like, holy shit. If your car broke down, Beardo, I come and fix it. I wouldn't let you touch my car, Paul. Your car's always fucking broke. Where is the Ryan Buell one? Because that video did really badly. There it is. I'll share the link in the chat for this. Paranormal Turns to Crime, Ryan Buell. So 8 months ago I did it because he'd just come back onto the paranormal scene because he was touring with the Annabelle doll. And because I outed him for it, his supporters were losing their fucking minds. And I was like, excuse me? I've pinned that if you've not watched it. Why am I the bad guy for warning people? Don't put money in this guy's pocket or go and book to see something when he's taken money before and nobody got what they paid for. It's fucking theft. He's not the only person to have done it. Really haunted. I didn't discover it. Somebody else did. I think it was Purple. That he once had a haunted tour company and he was selling tours to Romania. Lockdown landed. Nobody got their refunds. His house got extended. Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that. But that's why it's things like that. I've lost people to cancer. And the reason I will call Ryan Buell a piece of shit, whether he's clean or not, is because of what he did there. Ian got a certificate from the same place as you, Beard, an online course. Well, if you look into Ian's story from different articles, for example, if you look on Jesus Christ. No, don't look at Jesus Christ. He's not real either. Sorry. Oh, what was it? Higgy Pop. If you look at Ian Lawman's story on Higgy Pop, he says Church of England. If you look at Ian Lawman's story to the Yorkshire Times, he was ordained after a trip to America. If you look other places, he's been ordained all over the fucking world, but nobody can account for him. Nobody has ever come forward. His fans have come forward and say he is ordained. Trust me, bro. I ain't trusting you, bro. No disrespect. Nobody has ever come forward and say, actually, Ian Lawman is ordained because I ordained him. Don't you think if somebody had actually ordained this fucking idiot, that somebody would have come to me and been like, you were wrong there, you have to get this information corrected, you have to put out this because he's been ordained by me. Nobody has done that. I wonder why. To you, he may be Julienne. I shouldn't have said it, but I don't believe in it. I don't believe in God, Jesus, or anything else. I try not to preach, but I've had a few religious folks. I'm happy to let religious people be happy with their religion. I'm more than happy for that. It makes you a better person, absolutely. But when recently people have been trying to force it down my throat, I start to get a little annoyed with it. Because if your God was so great, you might want to check out how many people he's killed. Because in the Old Testament, I think he killed something like 4,000 people. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Fix the car. I can't fix his rugby team. Nobody can fix our rugby team. There you go. If God was real, he'd fix Welsh rugby. Not even we deserve that shit. Absolutely disgraceful. You don't believe in possession. I believe in possession. I don't believe in possession via demonic entities. I believe in demonic possession through belief. I think if you believe in demons enough, then you'll believe you're possessed. Look at the American stuff. Look at what those guys are. Not all of them, but there are pockets. I say pockets. They fill in fucking stadiums with some priestess battering people with Bibles. People have died from it. All for money and fake exorcisms and fake exorcists. Those people being exorcised believe it. Yeah, absolutely. People can believe what they want to believe. People can believe in God. And listen, a lot of people that believe in God are nice people. And their religion and their religious beliefs make them better people because they fear God. They want to not sin. They don't want to live a sinful life. It makes them better people. I got no issue with that. It's when people tell me there is a God and I have to believe in their God. That's when I'm like, I'm sorry. No. The day some giant dude with a beard comes out of the clouds and says, "You're wrong," I'll believe it. Is it just America? No, I thought it was just America where those super churches are. Hey, Joe Vitale. How was the con house? No. What was it called? How was the Warren Museum? I hope you haven't had your fucking pants pulled down. And why the fuck was Matt wearing that helmet? I'm never getting over that helmet. It's ridiculous. And his stab vest. I mock other people for the stab vest. Free will? Absolutely. I mean, you believe in Omar God. Omar's God is great. Omar's God forgave all of his lies. And 3 weeks later, Omar's putting out more bullshit with satanic imagery on it after he's just said he's not doing it. So I'm looking forward to what you've got there, to be fair. I'd probably... I wouldn't be allowed, but I'd investigate there. I would absolutely investigate there. To go in there with permission and stand in front of the Annabelle doll and just be like, fucking come on in, bitch. Let's go. Strike me down, kill me, because somebody else disrespected you and died. Are you like... Joe, maybe you can answer this. Are you allowed to, like, do that to Annabelle, see if she kills you, or is there rules against it? Genuine question. Read any book by Christopher Hitchens, R.E. Religion? Oh, here we go. Justin selling me books already. I'm on a book ban. Could be wrong, but free will is you choose and no sidal influence. Absolutely. Listen, I come from a religious family. My mum was a born-again Christian for a long, 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 long time. Born-again Christians are insane. Certainly the people my mother was hanging around with. My mother was insane. Completely atheist family. My mum was blessing people's birthday cakes and stuff and getting mocked for it. They shouldn't have mocked her, but they did. But my mum went over the top with it. She was trying to push religion on people. And that didn't last very long, to be fair. I think she was some sort of tough time with work or something that pushed her to it. You don't have to believe in God, Christ, or the Holy Spirit. I don't. I won't, I can't. I've seen too many horrible things to think there's a higher power that is testing me. Because if he's testing me, he's a dick. If he's... Kids. The amount of ill kids and stuff. I can't believe that would be allowed to happen if that entire thing was real. If it makes you feel better about your life, if praying and living a sin-free life is good for you, then, hey, hats off to you. I can appreciate that in this day and age, especially when religion is becoming less and less sort of popular, churches are becoming more and more empty, you can still sit there with your belief, believe it and live a better life. Absolutely have that, and don't let some dickhead like me tell you any different. It's when people try to tell me that I've got to believe in their God, that's when I'll get my head up my ass and tell them no. Hey, Rawside, I accidentally was showing your live stream earlier and I didn't mean to. I was watching a Poltergeist fake video and I didn't realise it finished and it auto-played straight into your live stream and I was like, shit, I don't watch people's live streams when I'm live because, you know, those viewers should be watching you, not me. We want to believe you have to put... Of course I want to believe. Of course I want to believe. So at the end of my life, if there's big pearly gates and I'm like, fuck me, I was wrong, I'll be made up for it. I'll be over the moon. But obviously I just spent the weekend with Richard Felix. And as many of you know, Richard Felix had a Widowmaker heart attack last year. It killed him. He was dead for several minutes. And we were doing this meet and greet. Somebody asked him. They were like, oh, you believe in the afterlife? So when you had your... it's not a near-death experience. He was fucking dead for minutes. When you died, what did you see? And Richard went... It's the first time I really talked about this, but I saw nothing. There was nothing. There was no lights. There was no choir. There was just nothing. I just ceased to exist, and then I'm back. There was no passage of time for him. And I was like, oh. How horrible. I'd rather have a near-death experience where I don't care if it's my brain shutting down tricking me. I want that. I don't want nothing. That's scary because when I come back, I'm like, there's nothing there. I was wrong. There's no such thing. Oh. How did the meet and greet go? Was Richard on top form? He absolutely was on top form. It was a very, very fun night. It was incredible, to be fair. But story mode Richard was fully engaged. And it was fantastic because I did very little. I just stood there and interjected now and again. It was great. I mean, I would say I got paid to do nothing, but Richard offered to pay me for the thing, and I was like, listen, the hotel and the fuel, I'll run through the business. I'm not charging you for coming here and talking to people and taking photos with people. I just felt a bit shitty doing that. And he was like, yeah, but I've sold tickets. I was like, no, we'll... Next time, yeah. But for this experiment, no. And he was still trying to pay me. However, I did not pay for a drink all night. Neither did my wife. Neither did my father-in-law. Neither did my mother-in-law. Just Beardo got bullied at the meet and greet. I didn't get bullied at the meet and greet. What happened was, there was a bit where Richard said something about somebody ripping... He'd heard a story of somebody ripping a skull off a corpse, and then they kept it, and they'd put, like, demonic imagery on it, and it was put in a case at a museum or something. That's where the story was going. Unfortunately, as soon as Richard Felix said the word... Yeah, he pulled the head... They basically cut his head off to steal the skull. I went, was his name Andrew by any chance? The entire room erupted in laughter. Somebody behind me, who's normally in the chat on the later ones, went, oh, for fuck's sake, because that's how he found me. And Richard went, what was that? So I had to explain that whole thing. It was fun. It was fun. What I'm going to have to do now is write a book. Get on a podcast with Justin to sell my book. So the next time I do a meet and greet, I can sign my own books instead of Richard's. It was so bizarre. Can you sign my book? I didn't write that. Yeah, but I want your signature. But yeah, after that, I was just sort of... Me and Richard were ripping off each other, or riffing off each other, stories and debunkings and real and fake and everything in between. But there was a pocket to my right-hand side who were clearly in the live streams that were saying things like hashtag Beardo's fault and other things. Somebody even at one point was like, can we get a rar? I was like, no, you can't. But there you go. You personally know Richard Felix? I mean, I've met him a number of times, with a number of phone call conversations with him, and he's a very, very nice man. Impossible to get a word in with Edgeways. I was 2 hours early for my event. 2 hours early, so we could have 2 hours to discuss before we started the main thing, and we were still fucking late. Still late. Good afternoon, Spange. Is Justin being a teacher? He's always a teacher. Sliding other people's books now. Can the paranormal get any lower? Yeah, didn't take the ticket money. It's sticking up my nose. You have to get headshots done. Wait until somebody gets your signature tattooed on them. That's fucking weird, right? That's really weird. I got a lot of time for Richard. I mean... We had an argument in front of a sold-out Derby jail. It was great, because he was like, the door swung open of his own. I went, no, it didn't, Richard. It was a draft. He was like, no, it bloody wasn't, Beardo. But it was done respectfully and with a bit of light ribbing and joking about it. And that was kind of the premise of a large portion of it, was we have very different opinions on the paranormal and what's gone on at Derby jail. Because I did have a really weird experience at Derby jail. But we can disagree, still get along, and then him still want me to go and do these events with him. Which, you know, I've said it a few times. People keep crying about para unity. The only people crying about it are the fakers that want to be accepted. You do call us weirdos, so... true, Mickey. True. Beardo, you can sign my ass and I'll get it tattooed. As long as you video it. I will sign your ass, and then I'll record you getting a tattoo on your ass cheek of my signature. I will put it up on one of the channels. But please have a bath first, or a shower, or something. Beardo the celeb. I'm not a fucking celeb. I felt like one, to be fair, in Derby jail. I'll tell you a really funny story, though. Obviously, my wife and my in-laws they took themselves into a corner because my wife started to get, she didn't have a panic attack, but she started to get really, really anxious. So she tried to peel herself off to one side. And I walked in, sort of walked over to sat down. I was like, "You all right?" She was like, "I'm just a bit on edge. There's all these people and people are looking at me." And I went, "Nobody's looking at you. Don't worry about it." And then this woman went, "Is that Mrs. Geek?" I was like, "Oh, fuck." Just as she's saying how worried she is, this woman recognised my wife. And the only way I could think of to take the focus off my wife was I went, "Oi, it's my fucking show." And this woman looked at me and was like, "Oh my God, it's Beardo." She recognised my wife before me. And then gave me a big bag full of gifts, which was incredible. Disagree without being disagreeable? I don't care if I'm disagreeable with people. It was great meeting you. Great meeting you too, Mrs. Punk. It was a good night, right? I really enjoyed it. Have you seen Midwest Ghost Hunter Ian's new video? I haven't yet. I have had such a busy week. It's been crazy. And it's not going to let up anytime soon. I've got to try and rush to get the rest of my footage out for the rest of the week. Because I'm back out Friday. I'm driving all the way to fucking Leeds. Oh, I don't want to go to Leeds. I do. I just don't want to drive there. I want to be the biggest... I don't want to be the biggest YouTuber. I just want to be a big enough YouTuber where somebody will drive me. I want a driver. I don't care about anything else. I'm starting to get sick of driving long distances. And I am certainly sick of the M5, M6 route. It's starting to get really fucking monotonous. Especially on Saturday. On the way up, I was like, I'm sure I don't normally go this way. I'm sure I pull off there. And then I hit the toll road of the M6 that I have never... Am I going to watch Bad to the Bone? Absolutely fucking... I wouldn't dirty my eyeballs with that shit. No, I'm not watching Bad to the Bone. I hit the toll gate and I was like, it's going to cost me 5 or 8 quid. This is going to piss me off. Fucking 12 quid. £11.80. £11.80. And I was on that road for 9 miles. I got charged nearly £12 to drive 9 fucking miles. I was fuming. Not only did I use a full tank of fuel, but I got charged 12 quid to do 9 miles. Good afternoon, one Annalise. Mrs. Geek has a lovely sing-song Welsh accent. Not like the dirge that comes out of Beardo. I don't even have a Welsh accent. Not like my wife does. Beardo, we can all drive you around the bend. True, and you do. Is it because Mrs. Geek is a legend, Beardo? Where would you be without Billy Bullshit? True. Have I got the heating on in there? No. When I come out in the studio, it's always cold. But now, because the monitors are on and all the lights are on, it's really warm. I don't want to drive it. I sure as hell need one. If we come again, I'll try and get a seat away from Richard. I kept thinking he was going to backhand me, waving his arms about. He's a very animated speaker, isn't he? Luckily, he wasn't stood where I was, because when I burnt my ass on that heater, if somebody had been close to me, I probably would have given him a backhand. Trapdoor Legend. This was a gift from the meet and greet. The amount of gifts we got was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Thank you, Headshot. That's a total rip-off. What's a rip-off? Oh, 9 miles, 12 quid. I was fuming. And I avoided it on the way back, and that roundabout. going 4 times around the same roundabout because I couldn't find the lane for the exit. I was fucking raging. I actually lost my shit. Not with other drivers, but with myself so bad. I shouted at myself that loudly that my voice cracked. And my car went silent. Mrs. Geek did the following. Told you. Which wasn't going to help. Mama Geek, for the first time in the existence of me knowing her, didn't say a fucking word. And neither did Papa Geek. Until on the 4th time around, I came off on the right junction, swearing all the way around there. I got about 2 miles down the motorway, and I felt the double tap on my shoulder of my father-in-law and his massive fucking sausage fingers, and he went, "You fucked that up, didn't you?" I'm like, right. I nearly shouted at him. It was a great time. Absolutely great time. I mean, it was supposed to have been 7:30 till 10:30. And it was closer to 10 to 7 until about 11:10. Mrs. Punk isn't Australian. I met Mrs. Punk and Mr. Punk on Saturday. Harrow by the Sea, good afternoon. Yeah. The drive home was horrendous. Now, made that journey loads of times and not got that confused, but I think after about 3 hours of broken sleep and being really scared on the way home. Now, the reason I was really scared on the way home is I've got grey seats in my car, and all 4 of us ate from the same restaurant, and takeaway, and all 4 of us had been awake all night, shitting. Well, pissing out of our asses. And I was really, really scared that somebody was going to fart in my car. A, the smell. B, my seat would never be the same colour again. It was a really worrying time. I was tired. I was confused. I don't think I was hungover because I didn't drink as much as some. Mama Geek and Papa Geek, they got shit-faced. Dear. But it was fun. We know that you're geographically challenged. I mean, I could probably drive from here to Leeds and back with my eyes closed. I've made that journey so much. I don't know why this roundabout fucked me up so bad. I got out of Derby fine. My in-laws was saying the last time they went to Derby, they couldn't get out of there. They were going around in circles. And I'm like, this is the 2nd or 3rd time I've been to Derby and I haven't got lost. It was Birmingham I got lost. Basically, I avoided the toll road on the way back. And my sat-nav must have looked at my avoid the toll roads. It must have taken that input as, let's fuck him right up, and we'll take him off around the Cannock area, and we'll take him through housing estates and towns for about 20 minutes, and then we'll put him back on the Spaghetti Junction. That's what happened, because I didn't want to pay 11 quid. And I was like, surely, going this way I had some time, but I'm not going to spend 11 quid on fuel. I reckon I spent 6 quid going around this giant fucking roundabout with lanes everywhere. And it's like, you've got to be in that lane. And every time you look in that lane, there's somebody looking at you like, you can't come in this lane. I'm here. It was fucking horrendous. And it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday at 11 in the morning. What the fuck are you lot doing on the road? The Birmingham toll... Yeah, it's after... Where I got caught was just after Staffordshire. So, after... Yeah, Birmingham, then Staffordshire. Oh, I went to Derby, from South Wales to Derby and back. Those spans, the tummy trumbles didn't affect the piles too much, because I don't have piles. Slick, thank you for the $2 troll test. Sorry, £2 troll test. Thank you, Slick. Birmingham's horrible. And I'm normally quite good with it, because obviously I've got friends that live in Birmingham, Staffordshire. I mean, my dad's from Staffordshire. I know the drive really well. And I'm just looking around like, I've never seen any of this before. Where the fuck is my sat-nav taking me? Because normally you see all these signs in M6 toll, you pull off, you kind of drive around what they're building something massive there, right next to Cannock, and then you get back on the M6, but you've missed the toll. Not this time. I'm just driving Dudley. It took me through Dudley and Wolverhampton, but through like really nice gated community areas and stuff. I was in a really nice area for fucking miles. I'm just like, the fuck is going on? Where am I? Lulu, I got a feeling that where I'm staying in Leeds is quite the distance from you. It's that way, and you're that way. We did visit some of the locations. I did in Lorraine Investigate it. As in Lorraine Investigate. We drove past the Devil Made Me Do It house. We got in pictures and videos, but we would have been on the property. Cool. I am looking forward to it, Joe. I am taking the piss because Matt's helmet is ridiculous. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing... I wouldn't mind asking you what rules were put in place. Because most people don't know this. I've had some private conversations with Elton the last week or so, as he wrongly assumed that the Cider Guy made a video about him and Twin Paranormal with a ball bouncing down the stairs. I was like, no, that was me. And he was a bit annoyed at me. But he's told me what he expects of guests in that property. I'm not going to call the man a liar, but now having somebody that's gone there that has had those rules, I wonder if they relate to what he's told me privately. If they do, good. I know you're taking the piss, all good. I take the piss out of everyone. I mean, you take the piss out of me, so there we go. Sightseeing in Birmingham. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Bear in mind that while I'm driving, when you're on the motorway and you got the bubble guts, the BGs, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can trust that fat. Services, 9 miles. Services, 12. There's services everywhere. When you're driving around all these estates and shit, and you're like, if the BGs happen right now, I'm shitting myself. Elton is quite sensitive. Yeah, he definitely hit. He's definitely quite easy to upset. But at the same point, he's been far more tolerable of my shit than I thought he would be. He's been tolerable of my shit. But he was like, hang on, I'm talking to you. That guy in the mask, what's his name, the side-eye guy, he did this video and then he described it. I was like, oh no, that wasn't the side-eye guy, that was me. And he was like, I don't know who you are. I've never commented on your videos before. I was like, you've commented on 3 of them when I debunked you 3 times. He's like, you're an asshole. Well, yes, I am. He was like, you're a dickhead, but at least you're honest to my face. I was like, thank you very much. Beardo listening on my way home. Hello, Billy Marshall. Drive safe. Just been to work on a Sunday. I mean, technically I was working. I wasn't. I was just driving home. But yeah, that drive. I've never got lost on that journey. I can drive from here to Lee's house from 3 Spires without the sat-nav. I know where he lives. I can drive to the area where Papa lives. I can drive to the Ouija brothers. I know exactly where they live. I can do it mostly unaided. And somehow I was in those areas and was lost. Didn't know where the fuck I was. I'd never seen any of these places before. I'm like, why is my sat-nav doing this to me? I'll teach you to save 11 quid, you tight bastard. Welcome to the Midlands. It took me everywhere. I was fuming. Sheffield. I went to Sheffield 2 weeks ago. Hey, there's some nice areas in Sheffield. I was quite shocked. So you hear all the jokes like, oh, Hull's a shithole. And Hull is a shithole. Sheffield, there's some really, really nice areas in Sheffield. Because typical, we went to Sheffield to watch The Lady in the Bay Window theatre production. Absolutely fantastic, by the way. When we came out, road closures. Ah, fuck. Holy shit. These road closures took us through such nice areas, really nice houses, gated communities and stuff. Epic. Vito, you got lost following people to a location. Yeah, I did. I did. How do you know about that? I was told, follow the convoy. And one guy from the convoy, I was in front of the convoy, and this one guy, and I'm following him, and I was like, they told me this is only 5 minutes, and my sat-nav is telling me to go that way, and I'm going this way. I think this guy might be going home to get changed or something before he goes to the property. I'm going to be sat outside his house like, I'm not a stalker. I'm not a stalker. So I was like, fuck it. I've driven for 15 minutes now instead of 5. I'm turning round and I'm going to where the sat-nav's taking me. So I drove all the way back, and then people start ringing me like, you were behind him all the way there, and literally where you turned in the road was 2 junctions before the location. Oh, I told you, did I? Alright. Geographically misaligned and lost. I wasn't lost. I can't get lost. I'd been calling that same signpost, the same roundabout, for 3 loops a twat. Unlost, I knew exactly where I was. Bay window. Intake? Huh? Huh? What? Well, it's funny as hell, all lost. I've got lost a couple of times. Not lost as such. Misdirected. My sat-nav wanted me to pay the 11 quid. And I was like, I've already paid 11 quid coming one way. I'm not paying it again. It's £22 that I'm not spending. And I should have. I shall pretend I'm the ghost of old lady. What? That's all I need. Any bad man approach, do a wicked demon voice. Don't do that. Do the old school go. Oh. Do that. Nobody will ever believe them. Satnav does hate me. Lou, I'm getting a beardo belly myself. Guys, can we not refer to beer bellies as beardo bellies? Pretty please. That's not a thing. You do not have beardo bellies. Beardo, do you know how to get out of the studio? Yes, I do. I leave here every day. I'm fine. I never get lost. You never lost, you're just enhancing your geographic knowledge. I mean, there were some trips that I did, like, loads of trips to, like, Wrexham and North Wales. Because I did some work there. I went to a couple of Comic-Cons there. And then I went up to meet Steve one night to do a location. And I was like, I keep doing the same journey. Drove to North Wales and picked up Carl from Exploring the Entity one night. I'd done a couple of trips with them. So I know this road really well. And I was like, you know what? I'm turning the fucking sat-nav off. I'm in no rush to get home. So I turned the sat-nav off and I tried to just find my way home. And I did. And I, like, seen this beautiful mountain ranges and lakes and stuff. I was like, this is really cool. I managed that, but this roundabout, it done me. Beardo, Daddy, or Chips? Chips. If you'd asked me when I was 4 or 5, Daddy meant something very fucking different to what it does now. Daddy was the guy that paid the bills when I was a kid, not the guy that stups the babysitter. Oh, Daddy, I'm stuck in the tumble dryer again. No, you're not. I can see there's plenty of room. Why are you wiggling your butt at Daddy? You perverts. Beardo got lost in a mask of roads. It was a maze. But it's Birmingham, alright? It's Birmingham. There's a reason that they call it Spaghetti Junction. Right, Americans, see if you can make head or tail of this. I'm going to show you what I had to deal with. Now, when you were coming around any of these higher... Oh, that step, bro. Oh, that makes it all better that they fucking... Oh. Shit got weird. Back in my day, you just wanted to poke a good-looking girl, not your sister or your father. Fucking weird people. That under there, on SatNav, is called the overpass. Turn left to take the overpass. And I'm like, but that's going under. I ain't going under there. This circular section under there. Well, I think I've gone up there and then down there and back. It's bigger than this. This is an old picture. That is what done me. Is it a more modern picture? Look at it. Fucking look at it. You'd hate the Netherlands. What, is it worse than that shit? I mean, it's notoriously the most difficult area of the UK to drive. That's a big nope. I'll find another way around. Normally I do. Lou, I'm getting a Dalek shape due to laziness. I need my felt cyberpunk shape back. Me too. Miss my shoes. I mean, I still got them. I just can't see them anymore. Where's Alessio when you need him? He's probably doing this somewhere. Don't snap at the spaghetti. That's what he talks. I have a couple of really bad ones. That Birmingham one is the worst. It's the worst I'm aware of anyway. I mean, I drove all the way to fucking Scotland. We were in, like, some tiny village above Edinburgh. And we didn't get lost once. That journey I've made, probably monthly for the last 3 years. At some point weekly, because my last couple of months in the factory, I was delivering for them. And I drove all of that. Never got lost. Sunday, I don't know what went wrong. Overpass, underpass, wombling free. Oh, Justin. Eindhoven is funnier with the airport. So, I'm going to have to look at the Netherlands roads now, aren't I? Yo, the Netherlands stole Spaghetti Junction. That's the same layout. What's that? What is that? Annelies, how in the fuck do you drive on that? I know where the Netherlands is, idiots. That's the Spaghetti Junction, but it's in the Netherlands. It's missing a couple of other little circles in it, but that's pretty fucking bad. Oh, well. What's that loop-de-loop? It looks like a fucking roller coaster. Mrs. Geek, when we go out there, we ain't driving fucking anywhere. Easy Beardo, follow the signs are for amateurs. Those are nothing. I mean, my boss went to Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Strip, he drove it. And he's a very confident driver. And then he was just like... There was like motorways within the city. Check this shit out. There's 5 lanes in the city. This carnage. I'd never, ever drive in that. That is insanity. What the fuck, America? You've got to take the piss, haven't you? Look up the worst junctions in the USA. Thank you for the 2 dot. Look at that shit. Toronto 401. You're taking the piss. So America looked at the UK motorway system, our broken motorway system, and when, yeah, that looks really bad, really confusing. Hold my beer. Let's stick 2 motorways side by side with junctions everywhere. What in the fuck is this? Look. What happened here is there was a structural engineer that was very well known. Hey, Alexis. Sorry, I've missed you there. What happened there was there was a structural engineer in the States. They were like, we need to design a new form of motorway. And he took his... I'm just going to use my X-Men comic book. He took his design and he went... Right, so we need to come out of Seattle and up to fucking Canada or some shit. But we also need across to New York. We need down to New Jersey there, and we'll come across somewhere there. We'll go to Bangor, Maine, and oh shit, I forgot where the road going up there, and fuck, falling asleep. Ta-da! Your road is designed. Your road is designed. I actually fucking drew it. Look at that. I actually drew the road. People are insane. But in the Netherlands, what I have seen of the Netherlands roads is they are maintained fantastically. And it looks clean. Do you like The Walking Dead? Zombie apocalypse. Who the fuck was cutting the grass? They're walking up the highway, the sides of the highway are cut. Belgium doesn't have good roads, they have more holes than roads. We saw pictures from Chinese highways. What I want to look at is, where is the border between the Netherlands and Belgium? What? Why? Why is that fun? That's something that gave me in trouble. Don't make you push me on edge. I'm not screen sharing until after I've looked. Oh, you're taking the piss. The border between the Netherlands and Belgium, well, it's fucking broken. There's 2 Netherlands. Annalise, this is why I'm so confused. Your country's split in half with another country called Belgium. What is that? Oh, that's stupid. That's easier. Belgium. Netherlands. Belgian enclaves within the Netherlands. Dutch enclaves within... So not only is Belgium two separate countries in the middle of it, there's pieces of the Netherlands randomly dotted. Beardo don't know where the Netherlands is. Neither do the fucking Netherlands. They are lost. Like, where are you? I'm in the Netherlands. You're not. You're in Belgium. Fuck it. Claiming it. This is now the Netherlands too. Ah, that's funny. Beardo, you should look Burl Hertog. It's on there. It's on there. Why do UK roadworks take so long? I don't know. I don't know. Beardo don't know where the Netherlands is. Well, fucking neither do they. I resent everyone that's ever mocked me for it. Ah. You meant the roads? Well, the road... I imagine the roads are a fucking mess. Because literally, you could drive for what? Maybe 40 minutes there and be like, I'm in the Netherlands. I'm in Belgium. I'm in the Netherlands. I'm in Belgium. I'm in the Netherlands. I'm in Belgium. I think this is France. The boundary even goes through some houses. Wait, so can they get their rubbish taken out 2 days of the week? They're like, hey, put the rubbish out on a Wednesday on this side of the garden, because the Netherlands Council will pick it up. I got a bit too much rubbish this week. Put it out the side. Netherlands used to be part of Spain. It used to be the Spanish Netherlands. Belgian roads are ass. Dutch roads are fine. You can shit in Belgium and wash your hands in the Netherlands. The zombies didn't use lawnmowers in The Walking Dead. Hey, Joe the Weirdo, how you doing? The boundaries going through how... That's nuts. Check out the LA freeways. I've seen those in movies and it looks bad enough. Anne-Marie, thank you for the subscription. I've seen LA... Whoever did this also designed the Birmingham Spaghetti Junction. And this is the same shape. Why are all three of these roads the same shape? The same guy designed these, like, I'm going to fuck you all up. Haha. Do you need a passport to go between the two? I would assume so, because while it's Europe, it's still separate countries. You don't need passports to travel between England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, but you do need a passport to go to the Republic of Ireland, but Southern Ireland, because that's part of the EU, not part of Great Britain. So, do you? Annalise, do you need a passport to drive to Belgium from where you are? Better less you wouldn't have any problems with these spaghetti junctions. Of course he'd have a problem. Everyone else be driving. He'll be on the side of the road like unbroken spaghetti. Oh. Sorry. The wife gets pregnant. Is the child Belgian or Dutch? Depends where they stopped. We don't need a passport to travel between those countries. That's interesting. Freedom of movement. Within the EU, you don't need... So you can go... Right. So you can go to the EU. Obviously, I could go to the EU on my passport to leave Great Britain to go to Europe, the EU. But then you can travel between those countries without having... Right. You might have already addressed this. I just tuned in, but it's not Sunday. I know, Monday. I'm late for my own stream. By a day. Don't question it. I had a busy weekend, then we all got ill. So I'm late. There you go. Don't they have freedom of movement? Clearly they do. That's pretty cool, actually. But you know, you'd still want to take your passport, wouldn't you? Just in case. But you need identification. Beardo went to Spain in 2019, didn't need one. From where? Where did you go to Spain from? If you've gone from France, then... Wait. What? Where in the world are you from? I didn't miss your super chat. Slick? Oh. Slick, thank you for the £2. The Magic Roundabout in Swindon. I've driven that. Yeah, this is amateur. Amateur after the ring road shit. Not the ring road. Look at it. You drive on there, and then that leans for there. That. How'd you come off there then? You don't. That's easy. Why are the car? Wait. Why are the cars on that side of the roundabout? That image is reversed. Easy peasy. I'd never get lost on that. Haskellfield Library has US-Canadian border running right through the middle of it. That's cool. I remember when the smoking ban came in. Wales's smoking ban was introduced first. And there were two pubs either side of the River Severn, and in one pub you could smoke, and on the other side you couldn't. And the guys in England were walking out to pubs, stood in the doors smoking, and then waving to people in Wales, because they're all out in the cold and the rain, because you basically couldn't smoke inside of a pub anymore. Because when the smoking ban happened in the UK, it was fucking horrendous. You couldn't smoke in work, but people would forget. Like, when I say smoking in work, you couldn't just sit in the till in, like, Tesco. And for the staff rooms, there were smoking areas of staff rooms. And suddenly you had to stop. The amount of people for weeks you would see sit there, they'd spark up and then be like, trying to put it out in their hand and shit, because there's no ashtrays anymore to run out to there. And pubs are the same. People just spark up in the pub, start smoking. Like, can you put that out, please? Why? Because it's illegal now. Shit, sorry. Some of them didn't. Some of them were like, fuck you, I'm smoking anyway. And then, we're all old enough here to remember the smoking ban in the UK. What was the first thing you noticed after the smoking ban in the UK? It was like, can't smell smoke in the pubs anymore. There's not this constant haze of blue smoke in the pubs anymore. Holy shit, do the toilets smell. Pubs and restaurants immediately stank as soon as they banned smoking. Smoking hid so many bad smells. Colonising Beardo. What? Oh, Christian. Is Christian... Are you from the Netherlands as well? Oh. There's more and more and more of them. I mean, 2 of my mods are from there. No, they're not doing a colonoscopy on me, thank you. We need a Dutch flag in Beardo's room. Oh, I might buy a Dutch flag and put it up on the ceiling there somewhere. Put your hand up if your country's ever been colonised by the Dutch. I don't think mine has. I remember them banning smoking on buses in the 90s. Yeah, I do. I do. Double-decker buses, they used to be able to... Downstairs, no smoking. Upstairs in a double-decker, smoking. And then the area at the back of the bus at the top got progressively smaller. It was bizarre. Like, you'd go to work in Tesco like I did. The canteen, there was a yellow and black tape line on the ceiling. Smoking area. Yeah, that tape is stopping all the smoke billowing across everyone else eating. I used to smoke cigarettes in work. I'd be sat there, like, blowing smoke. I'd be like, those poor bastards over there, coughing their guts up, because I want to smoke indoors. You know, the UK and the Netherlands used to colonise the hell out of each other. No, they didn't. It was the Vikings. You don't have them because you're not from Scandinavia. Saying up Holland Hup. What? Pubs after smoking ban lost the haze, the brown walls, and the punters. Yep. And they stunk. They stunk. My workplace, South Devon, England, has been bought by a Dutch company. Guten Tag. Your favourite meme is Dutch. Explains a lot. Do you know what? Thinking about it, yeah. The ones that take the piss out of me more seem to be Dutch. I'm at war. I'm at war with the Netherlands. And all of their ridiculous names. Where are you from? The Netherlands. All right. I'm Dutch. Huh? Shouldn't you be a Nether? Why are you Dutch? This confused the shit out of me for so long. So long. And I thought that the Netherlands were far higher than they were. I thought the Netherlands was Sweden, Norway, and Greenland. I thought it was all like one big area of really small countries. And they were called the Netherlands because they were north. I once took the piss out of Tim the Tap Man for his geography, and it turns out I'm every bit as fucking stupid. A nether. Exactly. You can all refer to yourself as I'm a nether. In fact, from now on the live streams, when you come into a live stream, you must identify as a nether, so I know you're going to take the piss out of me. And anyone else that takes a piss out of me that is not Dutch, you're a nether. We're called the Netherlands because we are mostly below sea level. What? How can you be below the sea level? You drowned. Did you just mix up Greenland and Iceland? Yes. Not just now. I did anyway. I knew. Listen. I knew that Iceland wasn't icy and Greenland wasn't fucking green. But I kind of swapped them about because I had no idea that Greenland was as close to fucking America and Canada as he was. I thought he was over there too. Because what really, really confused me was the Shetland Islands. If you're not from the UK and you've never heard of the even if you're from the UK, the Shetland Islands, just above Scotland, right? Northern Scotland. This blew my mind. I worked with a girl from the Shetland Islands. And then, while she was talking about the Shetland Islands, she said about the big Viking festivals they have. And I'm like, why have you got big Viking festivals? What the fuck is up with having such a Viking-centered thing, right? So, this is Scotland. This area at the top. I thought that the Shetlands was there. Northern Scotland. Ah, shit, somebody stole the Shetland. That is the Shetland Islands. It is halfway between Scotland and fucking Norway. No wonder they have all these Viking ceremonies and festivals and shit. Close. It's in the middle. I thought it was there. I thought when they said Shetland Islands, I thought it was like that. Or that. Not all the way over there. Fucking Norway. That I thought was where Annalise came from. And then when she told me she was wrong, like, Sweden. All the same place. Ah, dear. Not my proudest moment. Hey, Mr. Dosuke, Claire, how you doing? You drown, he said. You live in 2 meters below sea. That's fucked up. below the sea level. Are you fish? How could you be? Well, I suppose you could be. Oh, yeah. Ah. Peter was doing geography again and I'm dying. It's never a good thing when he does that. What? Leave me alone. Hey, I'm learning, alright? We're all learning. Nothing wrong with learning. About 1/3 of the Netherlands lies below the sea level, with the lowest point being 22 feet below sea level. Meanwhile, the highest point... This is a bad representation of that. It's about the same as sea level. Look, is there a bit of a hill there? I don't think that counts. Land below the sea level. Land between 0 and 7 meters above the sea. Holy fuck. How do they keep the sea out? I'm not taking this seriously. They spelled fucking under wrong, idiots. Well, I never knew that. That's actually blown my fucking mind. Right, you've got the dunes, then you've got the sea. Holy shit. Sorry, I was just looking at pretty colours. All that purple stripy shit is below the sea level. Okay, so we've got this bit, right? It's 1 kilometre and above the sea level. Okay, this is above sea level. How is this bit not submerged? Did they erect a wall? How has this bit got no sea in it when there's nothing to stop it and it's below the sea? How? Obviously, this sea barriers. They've obviously controlled the sea level in some of this. What the fuck? Like, that's above. This bit is fucked. They are all fish people. Aquaman actually comes from the Netherlands. That northern tippity top there. And you got this bit. Dunes and beach, right? Cool. What the fuck is stopping this bit flooding? And this bit. There is no sea walls. How? Devon Zipper, thank you for the membership. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. How? I don't get it. I have to be honest, Beardo, I'm with you on this. My brain can't work that out. They're the lost people of Atlantis controlling the sea. Fuck, absolutely. Annalise is actually Mira. She is, in real life, married to Jason Momoa. But Jason Momoa is actually Aquaman, Arthur Curry, pretending to be an actor, Jason Momoa, to keep the fucking sea out of the Netherlands. But can they play rugby? Probably better than the Welsh do right now. Magic, Beardo. Magic. It must be. Seawalls. They do have seawalls. Sea barriers. Same thing. Higher ground. It's not higher ground. It's under the sea level. Under the sea level. I am so fucking confused. Water is our bitch. I didn't know you could live below. Well, technically, you could be inland and the fucking earth. Sorry, landmass doesn't float on the fucking sea. Otherwise, you'd be crashing into each other and shit. It's stationary. So I can understand something further inland being lower than sea level. I could understand that. But the Netherlands is on the North fucking Sea. And it doesn't drown. And the only way I can account for that, because listen, guys, while magic is fun, I don't think it's real. The only way I can account for that is Annalise is actually Mira. She's actually married to Jason Momoa, who is indeed the real Aquaman pretending to be an actor. There you go. Nailed it. Until Beardo discovers poldering. Is that safe to look up? Poldering. Polder is a low-lying tract of land that forms from artificial hydrogenical... What? I don't know what the fuck that means. What did you do? What god did you people in the Netherlands piss off? Beardo, we created land. The polar unique landscape of undersea level. But it's on the fucking sea. Look. There you go. There's grass verges higher than the sea. Keeping the sea out, therefore, it's above the sea level. That ain't below sea level. The sea is below the land. Myth disproved. Netherlands are liars. She ain't married to no Aquaman. Taking the piss. Lo, we are the Netherlands and we are below the sea. No, you're fucking not. Ariel, the Little Mermaid, you are not. You lied. Look at a map of the Netherlands before and after. Annalise, get your cat off the keyboard, will you? Before and after. Aslutingen. Nailed it. Oh, come on. This picture's too small. I can't see shit on that. Where's Atlantis? It's this bit there. This bit right there. What the fuck? The Netherlands are flat earthers. Just make it up. We told the sea to fuck off so we could have this bit. Oh, we weren't done there. We told the sea to fuck off so we could have this bit up here as well. Piss off, sea. be done with you. We need more trees to plant for our clogs. But we lost this bit. We'll take this bit, but we've lost that bit. Wait, no, they didn't. Yeah, they did. They lost that. That bit. They lost an island somewhere. They lost. The Netherlands lost their land initially. Then they made more land up for no goddamn reason other than they needed trees for their clogs. All because of Aquaman and one Annalise's cat stepping on a keyboard. Learning with Beardo. Significant portion of the Netherlands, about a third, lies below. I know that, Damien. I've just spent about 20 minutes being mocked for it. Leading to its name, lowlands necessitate an extensive water management system. Like, get off Google, you plum. I could have told you this 10 minutes ago. Crow Judas, did you know that the Netherlands is mostly below sea level? And when they got bored, they just made the Netherlands fucking bigger, because why not? And Annalise is married to Jason Momoa. There you go, caught up on the live stream. I'm feeling much better, thank you, Crow. I'm still determined to get to the Netherlands, Belgium. I ain't going there. Place is a fucking lie. Red light district, weed shop. The sea is up there. We've got a Dutch pyramid. You're fucking lying now, surely. I mean, there are pyramids in, like, Mexico and shit, innit? So... Oh, I've seen this before. I've actually seen this before. I actually know. I know what this entire thing was for. You see this tippity top tip of the penis there? You see that? That's when the Netherlands know it's full of water. So if the sea touches this bit, we're fucked, and the lie of our country is fucking ruined. And we'll have to, I don't know, turn our feet into fish tails, develop gills. That's what this is for. It is to keep an eye on the water level. Look out like that. Whoop. Sea's getting a bit, oh, that wave might come over. True story. It's a lookout tower for the sea. Fuck me, high tide. Get your rubber dinghies. We're in a bit of trouble here. Annalise is even in this picture, look. I've seen her wearing that coat in the real world. That's Annalise. Hello. She's not here yet. Annalise owns this coat, I'm telling you. She wore it to the UK. Popped up by the side of me like, hello. Where'd you come from? Wow, you're tall. And there she is, testing for the sea. It's not here. Jason, back in the water, bitch. Job done. Laters, Louise. Beard, have you ever seen or heard of New Grange Co Meath? No. Don't remember where, but they have rocks in the river that say, I can't see you. They see if you can't see us, run away. What? It's true, it is my coat. And I wish I was that skinny. It's the same coat, the same glasses. True story. Made Beardo jump by being very tall. Oh, I was genuinely shocked that Annalise was like 3/4 of an inch shorter than me. Obviously, me and Mrs. Geek have known Annalise for, fuck me, nearly going on 6 years, I think. Because despite what some people will tell you, Annalise was about long before other people that have come and gone on this channel. And, yeah, I wrongly assumed that Annalise was a, Thank you for getting rid of that. Thank you, Annalise. They were in the comment section the other day, being absolutely fucking vile. I thought I'd blocked them. They've been in the comment section being an absolute dick. May you step on Lego, you absolute fucking buffoon. I know it's you. Just because you've got Susan Boyle on your profile picture instead of your fucking stupid fringe, you absolute melt. How did you peeps meet? I was a Twitch streamer, and I basically streamed 4 on, 4 off. I worked 4 on, 4 off, and I played Phasmophobia for 4 days, and Annalise back then she still plays Phasmophobia. But she had an interest. I don't think she particularly played it that much, because I distinctly remember trying to teach when Annalise things about the game, and then 2 weeks later she was teaching me things about the game. But back then, me and Annalise used to do like the Asylum on Nightmare and shit. Her little one was a goo goo gaga baby, as opposed to a walking, talking child. So yeah, it was through gaming, and this will shock you, ladies and gentlemen. This will absolutely shock you. When Annalise first came onto a live stream with us to play some Phasmophobia, she said the following. Did you say something? I'm really nervous. I'm very shy. She was shitting herself. Not because of the horror game. She was shitting herself because of the stream. She was so nervous. True story. Annalise was shitting herself. Didn't want a voice on stream. Nothing. My how times change. Now we can't shut her up. I was my favourite Mayo fan. Crow is he's given up the hot dogs for health reasons. He's just taking to straight up, opening his mouth and squeezing squirty mayonnaise directly down his gullet. Open throat, 1 bottle, down in 1. It's true, I was a scaredy cat at the stream, nervous wreck. It was funny. It was funny. Yeah, that's gotta be coming up to 6 years now. Coming up to 6 years. Fucking a lot of the people that were around then, we don't see or hear from anymore. The Phasmophobia community we used to game with, I don't think any of them exist. I mean, Yorkie does, but Yorkie didn't particularly like Phasmophobia. This was Yorkie playing Phasmophobia. Oh my god, it's not even scary. That was Yorkie Dave. Where's Yorkie Dave? In the van, shitting himself. And if you went in the house and you turned the light switch on, he would just squeak. Yorkie is so bad with horror games that you would just hear squeaking and swearing. Did I ever play with Insim? No. Insim doesn't really bother with anyone. I mean, I sent a raid of 200... Annalise will remember this. I sent a raid of 200 odd people over to Insim, and he did the following. Yeah, so in the game today, we are going to do the... He completely fucking blanked it. And at that moment, I was like, fuck you, Insim, you rude bastard. Where did the rents go for the mods? It's now a shield. Oh, yeah. Why have the mods got shields now? That's cool. And now, when Annalise puts you in your place, if you think when Annalise puts me in my place, the one we all fear is Jolene. Jolene is just so nice. until it's time not to be. It's Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse. That's what she is. Be nice until it's time not to be. And there's just this. Obviously, we don't do it as often anymore, and we should, but we have these group discussions. And sometimes it can get a bit rowdy. And then Jolene will, now, Beardo. Mrs. Geek, Jolene's telling me off again. So you troll Beardo for laughs. Absolutely. I mean, the first No One Alone for Christmas, we were struggling to fill some gaps, because obviously I was quite a small... I was still a small channel. And the live stream, there was still 100 plus people in them. But there was a gap, and Annalise was like, oh, I'll fill it. Have I got to have my camera? She was really nervous about doing that Christmas stream where she was babysitting. And you could see her nervous for the first sort of 10, 15 minutes of it. But once she microwaved the baby, she was absolutely fine. It wasn't a real baby, it was a game. The baby was possessed, so she microwaved it. What fast food made you ill? Fried chicken. It was fried chicken. Dave said, how do you know he's frightened of ghost games? You don't play with him anymore. Don't play with anyone anymore. In fact, the only person I've played with recently is Yorgi. We played off-stream Call of Duty the other night. It was fun. For those 4 hours. Crow, did we establish if Cocaine Shark's beard was Cocaine Shark has a beard? What? Yep. The gap I filled, and I remember the cold, sweaty hands I had. That was so much fun. The first No Alone for Christmas, it was kind of special, because, like, none of us knew what the fuck we were doing. At some point, we were just like, we've got gaps. People that have never streamed before were like, I'll do it. It was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, No One Alone for Christmas has changed so much. It's so much bigger with so many more people involved now. And we've still mostly kept it to small channels, which I think is the heart of it. I mean, there are a number of small channels now that have done it 3 years, 3 Spires. So, like, 3 Spires has kind of become synonymous with it, because he's had to start it twice, because I've been late to something I organised. Hey, Camden County, how you doing? I hope you're well. I had Josh Brinky in Frinkhandel Satis. What? Don't want diarrhea on a live stream. That's why I didn't go live yesterday. I could not trust a fart. It was already risky driving home for 3 hours and 5 minutes. Well, that's what it should have been. It took us closer to 3 hours and fucking 40 minutes. Vito, will you play Phasmophobia when Horror 2.0 comes out? Yes. Yes, I will. My plan... It's not so much a plan. The reason I got sick of gaming. Like, really, just sick of every... I just didn't want to game at all. And I'm starting to itch to game again. And I'm resisting the urge. You know what I'm like. You've been around long enough. I'll hate it, and I'll miss it a bit. So I'll just put too much time into it and then hate it again even quicker. Because I get burnt out being constantly fucking live. These chat-in streams are much more fun for me. But when Phas 2.0 comes out, when the new Resi comes out, that'll be what hooks me back into gaming. I'm definitely playing the new Resi. I really do want to play Phasmophobia Horror 2.0, even though they've changed the name of it, right? They're not calling it Horror 2.0 anymore. Hey, Ghost Squad, how you doing? But yeah, obviously, because they're redesigning everything from the ground up by the look of it, it'll make the game exciting again. But it's hard. Obviously, you guys only ever saw me play Phasmophobia on YouTube, and the game was already established, and I'd already got bored of playing it. But I played that game for 6 hours a day, every other day, or 4 on, 4 off, for 2 years. I hammered the shit out of that game. And like, if people weren't about the game with me, I'd do solo runs on the small maps, and 9 times out of 10 complete them. I was decent at the game. Alan Bryn TV Blogs, thank you for the 1 month. If you hope all is well, 1 month already feels like a week. It's because we have fun around here. Raven is so excited for the new Resi. Yeah, I love the Resident Evil games. I mean, Resident Evil 7. This is how sad I am. When Resident Evil 7 came out, I was obviously working full time. I booked leave off work to make sure that I could play the game on the day of release and stream it. Phasmophobia is basically just being one, not Horror 2.0. Yeah, it's the full release. It's a whole different game now. So much. Yeah, I mean, when I first started playing Phasmophobia, there was one farmhouse. Willow Street wasn't on there. In fact, I think there were only 3 maps when Phasmo first started. Hey, Chris Williams, how you doing? When I first started playing Phasmo, I think there were only 3 maps. There wasn't different types of... You had a video camera, a thermometer. You couldn't upgrade anything. There was no different versions of anything. It was a very basic game. But holy shit, was it good. Really, really good. Because it was ghost hunting. It was what I did, or tried to do, but the ghosts were actually there and they would interact, and it was scary as fuck. And then they started bringing out the bigger maps, and the game was so broken. You look at the other characters when they bent over or something, and their legs would separate, and they'd break their own back and the neck. It was funny for the glitches. And then it progressed and progressed and progressed. Graphically, it didn't change much. Still hasn't changed much. But then these newer maps they've brought out. There was a new map. The Lighthouse one sucked. Camp was a great map, but too hard. They redid the Asylum. That was brilliant when they redid that, because the original Asylum was shit. And then they redid the Farmhouse, and I think they're redoing Stranglewood. And the redesigns of the maps that they're putting out are so good. So I didn't play Battlefield. The new one came out. I wanted to play it. I saw some footage, remembered how much I disliked the last 2, and thought I'll save my money and see how the game does. And it's got its defenders, but the game isn't doing so well. New ghosts. Hopefully they get new ghost behaviors, ghost models, and make the game more scary. I want to see jump scares in Phasmophobia. I really do. I know it's about the energy and the fear, but when there's no... When you've played it as often as we have, there's not much fear in there. When I've taken breaks and gone back to it, initially, it's a scary game, but it wears off quite quickly. Whereas my original run on Phasmophobia, that game scared the shit out of me for months. The school is poop. The school's always been poop. I mean, we found just about every exploit in that game. Like in the school, you could just hide under the staircase and get all of your stuff off the ghost stair. Do a Ouija board under the stairs. We found what glitches there were in every game. Like, you could hide behind doors at one point and just hold the door. The ghost couldn't get you. There are 3 new ghosts, and they are fun. They're going to update the lore and the ghost models. Good. We need more. We do need more. They need to make it a bit more... I'm not saying there's going to be jump scare every 5 minutes. But not knowing if you're going to get a jump scare in a game off a ghost. Like, they were jump scares. The ghost would, in your ear, or it just sort of as a mist run past you, and it scare you, but it's been the same things for so long. Demonologist getting a total graphics revamp and added new locations. I love that game. I didn't play the Friday the 13th game. As much as I enjoy the Friday the 13th movies, I didn't like Dead by Daylight, so I didn't play it. Which is strange because Texas Chainsaw came out and I enjoyed that, even though it's technically just Dead by Daylight. Stairs don't work anymore. What stairs? Oh, the stairs glitch. Yeah, they This is something I liked about Phasmophobia. The developers of the game genuinely like the game. Not only do they genuinely like the game, but they look at the community, they watch the community. They turn up in live streamers communities and ask questions of them. Not just the big guys like InSim either. They did it with small creators that I knew. In fact, I hope I'm remembering this right. One of the creators came in because he saw videos or clips of me stealing the dog photograph and running out to the van and being like, and I've stolen your fucking dog, and I'd throw the dog photograph in the van. And he came into one of my lives and he was like, can you stop stealing my dog? I'm like, what? What are you on about? And it turns out that all of the pets in the photos in that game are to do with the developers or their family, and it was his dog that I was stealing. And I had no idea. I thought he was taking the piss. JVlog UK, how you doing? Love your videos. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, but that's what I liked about it. They listened to the community and they were watching the game and they could see us all pulling doors and hiding behind them and basically cheating the game. And they were like, right, you've had a good few months of that. That's technically a glitch. We're taking it out. We're going to make it more difficult for you, but we're going to add more hiding spots. But if you've got your torch on and think, they listen, and I like that. I like that a game will listen to fans, realize that we are either exploiting or getting bored and change things up. Obviously, the bigger the game has got, the less interactions you get, but that's just because they're trying to rebuild the game from the ground up. It's funny to watch CJ Dixon play. It's hilarious. The biggest scaredy cat, aside from Yorkie, I've ever seen on Phasmophobia was Griff. Griff could not play that game. He was shitting himself and it was hilarious. Have you seen my Haunted Hotel? I've seen it, yeah. I've been there a bunch of times as well. I haven't watched the newest video. I'm going to actually watch that this week because obviously I'm interested to see where that project goes and if they stay on the up and up like they said they were going to. So I am going to watch this week, so maybe do a reaction depending on what I see. Read out the pictures from the Phasmo content creators, not just devs. Ah, I do think there's some non-content creators pictures in. Yeah. Didn't Jack Skeptic Eye, didn't they have like Jack Septic Eyes, Jack Septic Eye did, I'm sure they was one of his pets and stuff. There were streamers and gamers involved in it as well. I won't go there for a video. Fair. I mean, depending on whether if what they're saying stays, then cool. I'll happily go there again. If there's nonsense, I won't. Recipe for cat salon. Wait, are you talking about Swedish food? No wonder they've... See? This is where Sostromen and all that comes from. It's because it's all underwater. I've walked in heels for 3 days straight. My ankles are very sore. Don't walk in heels then. I've never understood that. Don't these shoes look really nice? Oh, yeah, they do. Why are you walking like you pooped? They're really uncomfortable. Alright, so you're going to push like trainers on to go out, do you? I'm wearing these. You're walking like Bambi. Why are you wearing those? Because they look nice. I've got calf cramps, but they look nice. My back is fucked, but they look nice. I've never understood that. Oh, you want to go there for a video? Go for it. I'll never tell anyone not to go anyway. I have a friend that can't play Phasmo and do 5 minutes to spend the rest of the time in the van. Fair. I understand van lurkers. I mean, I've gamed with a lot of people that do nothing but van lurk. The last couple times I played, I was van lurking. Mostly because I'm reading chat. Not because I'm scared. The only heels I wear are boots. I thought that was some sort of dish. So did I. I thought they were talking about food, to be fair. Oh, it is a dish. What? I am so... Chat. You've absolutely melted my fucking brain, yeah? What? Oh, what are we... Fuck is that? It's 5. What was that squeak that came out of my throat then? I was thinking it was food too. Everyone was thinking it was food, right? Everybody. Right, Mrs. Geek is probably awake and getting ready for work right now, so I am going to go and say good evening to my wife. There is a live... There's not a live, idiot. There is a video out at 7 PM on this channel. If you gift the clips to people, can you get that back? A charitable deduct. What? Gift the clip? I don't know what you mean. Anyway, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to go spend some time with my wife before she goes to work, because I've got more work to do tonight in regards to other videos coming in the future via interviewing somebody. All will be out soon. So, I appreciate you all. I'm going to spend some time with the wife. Thank you all for a cool day. I appreciate you all. And, have I not got an end screen on you? I have. Thought it was gone. Good short live. I have been live for 3 hours and 36 minutes. That is not a short live. How dare you? How dare you, band? Much love to you all. Be it out. Oh, Paranormal Monkey podcast. He'll be live tonight with some guests and some books.
Dressed up like a T-Rex with that perfect strut. All the people in the chat's just going nuts. You need a rock. Can I get a rock? If you're not feeling well, it's a nice surprise to get her off a bit.
I used to hate facial hair, but it's really grown on me.